For some, it's the most wonderful time of the year, and for others, it's just a round of dodging questions about their love life while they're trying not to look scraggly.
When are you having kids?
Yeah.
Have more.
How come I'm not a grandmother yet?
It's your fault.
Yeah. Well, Manscaped might be able to help you with that. And hey, listen, Cyber Monday is today, but you know what's crazy about Manscaped? Is they realize that you have a life. And they're like, hey, what if we took our Cyber Monday sale and went a few extra days?
What if?
What if? And they, instead of saying what if, they just did it. So Cyber Monday, which is kind of crazy, 25% off all over the site, manscaped.com. You can get the Lawnmower 5.0 Lawnmower Ultra, 5.0 Ultra.
There you go.
I almost called it the Lawnmower 5.0 Oprah.
You could use Manscaped to shave your mustache because they have beard and mustache trimmers.
It's coming.
And
It's not going to stay forever.
Jesse, he could use Manscaped to keep it.
That's also
That's
true.
true.
Yes.
Look
To
at Jesse's-
manicure it.
Look how Jesse manicured.
Yes.
See, mine,
Like-
I'm realizing
like
that I have to cut this. If I was going to keep it, I'd have to cut it going over the lip.
You
now.
gotta trim that mustache.
Yeah.
Trim it and keep it.
I am not keeping
Yeah.
the mustache.
You're wrong.
I'm not keeping the mustache.
Wrong!
But you can, all right? Manscaped.com, promo code DANGLE, or manscaped.com/dangle. 25% off until December 4th, which is Wednesday at manscaped.com/dangle.
SDP, the Steve Dangle Podcast, with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Well, hello, everybody. Listen, Maddie, if you could ISO me for just a quick second. This mustache
It's staying forever.
is not staying, but I do want to say a big shout out to everybody because our goal originally was $2,500, but this here mustache raised $7,173.
7,000. Now let's get it to 8.
No, it's
Keep
over.
it going, or you're a bad person.
It's over.
It's
It's
oh
over.
no.
Yes, but
Oh, okay, got it.
thank you for all your donations to November. We really, really appreciate it.
Sorry, Adam. It kept working. So
Yeah, it did.
I kept saying it, and it kept working.
It did. Well, a particular shout out to Cassie, who is a absolute star on our streams. Cassie got me over 5,000, and then she looked at my number and she's like, "That should be over 7,000." So we collected a bunch of donations in the interim. I don't want to tell you that Cassie donated $2,000 all at once, but she did donate like a lot of money, and I just want to say how much I appreciate her and everybody else who donated.
She's a Penguins fan, and she's very cheeky because she said, "If Adam gets to within 300 of 7,000, I'll get him there."
She got me there.
But that's 6,700.
Oh,
She says it wasn't on purpose.
cheeky.
I'm friggin' on to you.
Cheeky. Very
Cheeky.
cheeky. Very cheeky. Now, guys, there's a lot that happened this weekend. Jesse did a Scepters stream. How'd it go?
What a game. Unbelievable game at Coca-Cola Coliseum. It was 1-1 until like the final, I forget when the second goal scored, but it was like last 2 minutes, Toronto gets a power play, and they finally beat the Boston Fleet goalie, who was absolutely standing on her head all game long. It was one of the best performances I've seen in a while from a goaltender, but Toronto was able to beat her with a power play. It was a fantastic game.
The fan support seemed nuts. I was watching a bunch of TikToks from people in the crowd, and I was like, oh my God.
Sold out.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sold out.
Of course. Now, I want to ask you guys this. Growing up, was there a particular present at Christmas that you hoped for and got that you flipped out over? You know the Nintendo 64 kid?
Yes.
Remember that viral video? Can you remember a moment where you were like, I cannot believe my parents actually got me this? You get the goosebumps.
Parents. No,
Oh.
they always came up short.
No.
It was Santa. Santa did all
Santa
the
did
legwork.
it. Okay. Wow. What did
Yeah.
Santa get you?
One Christmas, it was my Christmas presents are highlighted by 2 trifectas. Mm-hmm. One when I was younger, one when I was older.
Jesse, there's a text I've sent you that I'm leading to this. So
The younger one Christmas, I got action figures for Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior,
whoa.
and Macho Man Randy Savage.
So that was cool.
That was friggin' cool.
Yeah.
And then when I was a little older, I really wanted StarCraft because everyone in my school played StarCraft.
Such a good game.
And instead they got me the Diablo, no, not the Diablo, the Blizzard trilogy that was StarCraft, Diablo, and Warcraft 2.
Whoa.
It was sick.
Wow.
And I stayed on my PC a lot, and girls were like, "Hey, Steve, how are you?" And I went, I didn't know how to talk to him. I just
Weird thing
threw
about
up on him.
StarCraft and Diablo, they don't teach you how to talk to girls. It's so strange.
Which is annoying.
Jesse, what was your big thing growing up? Was there a gift that you can remember? You go, oh my god.
The best gift I ever received was when I got PlayStation 2 for Christmas. And
so
I
good.
got Kingdom Hearts was the first ever game I got for it. It was fantastic stuff. And then I got Madden like a little later when it was on sale, or later in the NFL season. I remember in like February or whatever. But yeah, PS2, best gift, Christmas gift ever.
I freaked out over my PS2 as well.
Yeah.
I should throw NHL 99 in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
good
NHL
one.
99
That
for
was a big game. Now,
Huge game.
none of that passion that Jesse or Steve or even you felt will pale in comparison to this. Look at Nick Robertson.
That is
I got all my Christmas gifts at once from Santa from years 1 to 18.
that scream came from like the ancestors. Like, it came from like generations and generations. It's just from your DNA.
Right.
It's pure happiness, unfiltered, unadulterated. Like what I was thinking, I started thinking about like the physics of the scream. How deep was the breath?
Well, they said that a lot of the press that were there said they could hear it in the press box.
Oh, dude, you could hear it from everything. I haven't heard a player that audible on ice since Crosby shouted at Jerome McKinley in the gold medal
Right.
game, when Robertson, I'm sure, was like 8 or something like that. God, that makes me upset. Good for him. Like I was saying all day yesterday, I'm buying Nick Robertson stock. I'm ready to be hurt again. I don't care. It wasn't just a goal. That was a goal scorer's goal. Confident, accurate. You see Vasilevsky's reaction?
No.
So Robertson shoots, he scores, he rounds the net, and Vasilevsky sort of looks, and then he looks ahead of him because he's upset, and then he does another shoulder check as Robertson rounds the net, as if to be like, who the fuck was that?
Well, he scored from a ridiculous angle. He's below the faceoff dot, outside of it too.
Like for most players, that's a dumb shot. It's a dumb shot. It's the sort of shot you expect a player to either hit a goalie square in the chest or miss high and wide, the puck Beyblades around the boards, and then it's a 2-on-1 going the other way. But he friggin' sniped the thing.
Yeah, he did.
Awesome.
Yeah, he did. And he
I'm
felt
ready
good.
to be hurt again.
This is the look that Steve is talking about that Vasi gives to Nick Robertson. So he's there, and then Nick comes around the net, and you see Vasi looking that way, trying to check
How
and
the
see
hell?
who that is.
The only other thing he could be doing, no, I don't think he is. I was thinking he could be looking at his post, like to be like, am I off or something? Like I felt like I had a good angle for that shot. No, I think he's looking to be like, who the fuck is that?
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Has he ever been scored on by Nick Robertson before? I mean, Robertson's got like what? Less than 20 goals for us to look back on in his career. How many of them were on Andrei Vasilevsky?
It comes from just a crazy angle.
That's crazy right there. Look at that.
To shoot from that angle against Andrei Vasilevsky and be like, yes, this is going in. Like, you got to be a little nuts. And it's so encouraging because the game before was like the basement of his confidence. That backhand on the 2-on-1 with William Nylander, you're like, oh, it's gone. Like, no aura, no swagger, no nothing. And in one fell swoop, it feels like it's all back. I'm ready to see how he follows it up.
Well, you're going to find out very soon because the Leafs play tonight, they play Wednesday, and then starting Friday, they have 6 games in 10 nights.
Woo!
Capped it off by a back-to-back with travel and a 5 p.m. start.
Let's go.
Yeah, so we've got Monday, Wednesday, Friday this week, and then and obviously Saturday as well, Friday, Saturday, and then it's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
I'm looking forward to guaranteed overtime on the 14th.
And 100%. And I mean, listen, the Sabres have looked better. That's who they're playing on their back-to-back with travel, so that sucks. But you're looking at the the Leafs schedule, and they play 15 games in 31 days in December.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, because they had most of November off.
Yeah, they did.
Like, okay, get back to work, Toronto. Like, I don't feel bad for the Leafs. Like, you had a week where you had one game in the middle of a season.
Now the injuries actually start mattering.
Yeah.
Like, we were like, take your time off. It doesn't matter. And now McCabe's out, and I'm like, oh no.
McCabe's precautionary, they
yeah.
said, but which is okay. And the Yanni Hakanpää IR is so fake because it's retroactive.
Yeah, so that's today.
He could be
Retroactive.
activated at any moment.
Oh,
Because
really?
It's retroactive to when he last played, so he would have spent enough time on IR to be activated again. So he's not going to play tonight, but the next time he wants to play, he can just play because he's already passed through the IR time.
So it's like a roster thing.
Yeah, it's literally a roster thing, so they can bring up bodies. So it's kind of fake IR.
You know what?
And today they called up Marshall Rafai.
They need to stop retroactive.
No, this is Prita masterclass.
Is that
No,
I
they'll
think that's
never
the
get rid of
direction
that.
we need to go to.
They'll never get rid of that.
Because it doesn't make sense.
Well, you can't because you may not have the opportunity. Like you might not know how long an injury is going to be, right? So retroactive IR. Also, if you're the Leafs and you sign somebody who's already injured, and you can make the argument that he probably shouldn't be playing any game, you can IR him anytime.
Right,
That's the joyful part.
If Hakanpää is now too injured to be playing and needs to go on IR, then now is when the injury should start.
No.
It shouldn't start till the mythical point when we should have known when he should have been injured.
So Hakanpää is an interesting case. So for most players, I think that's wrong. Like, you don't know how long an injury is going to take. With Hakanpää, like, I don't think he's injured. I think they're managing the thing he was initially recovering from.
Which that's still they classify as injured.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like he did an in-NHL conditioning stint. And then they're like, nah, you're still hurt. They put him on IR. I don't understand what's happening there. But
And they're using the point at which they are in the schedule in the season to take advantage of that.
Yes.
You know, you had one game, you had the Vegas game, then you had a bunch of time off, and they're using that. It's November now, and if this was the playoffs, Hakanpää's probably in there.
Oh yeah.
and it's Chicago, who is not good. It's Nashville, who is not good. And then the weekend comes, and you're like, oh, the Caps, nuts. Yes, I left out the Penguins on purpose. There's no reason to risk McCabe. There's no reason to risk Hakanpää. There's no reason to risk anyone. But my new developing fixation, Philippe Myers is in the lineup, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen.
I noticed you mentioned that on the LFR.
Release Philippe. Release the Myers for his second game of the season. Woo!
Are you
Frank
excited?
Corrado's going to be like, why couldn't it have worked so quickly?
I know, Frank Corrado's like, whoa, they're playing the wheels off this guy.
Steve said it once and it worked. What happened when I was sitting there?
Times have changed. No more Peter Holland, no more Josh Levo, no more Frank Corrado.
I like
Philippe
that.
Myers in the lineup, baby. No idea who he's playing with. I don't think it matters.
And I just want to say
Third
that.
pair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
I think that's
Benoit,
pretty
I
fair to
guess.
say.
Yeah.
According to Luke Fox, Craig Berube gave a little bit of a post-skate press conference a few minutes ago. McCabe is day-to-day precautionary that he's sitting tonight, but Berube says he thinks he'll be fine. Max Domi is close, and they're going to reevaluate after a hard practice Tuesday. He was skating this morning with Max Pacioretty, who is not close, but Berube said it was good to see him skating, and Yanni Hakanpää is, quote, still managing the knee.
Right. So I was right then. He basically did an in NHL conditioning.
Yeah, after an AHL conditioning stint. Didn't he do an AHL? I thought he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was down there.
I don't remember
Yay,
how much
that's
he
good.
played, but yeah.
Well, so I want to throw this at you.
Whoa.
I can't remember a time where the Toronto Maple Leafs had two goalies in the top
They
five.
always have two goalies.
two goalies.
Is this
in the
guy
top.
stupid?
Except for that one time they had to play a backup goalie.
Yeah.
E-bug.
They had the
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
one time though. Adam, are you fucking dumb? Sorry.
two goalies in the top five. in
It's a
save
silly
percentage.
Monday.
Two goalies in the top five in save percentage. Joseph Woll at 923, Anthony Stolarz at 921. But you know what's amazing is that they're not even the most surprising names on that list because there's an Anaheim Ducks goalie on there, and his name is Lucas Dostal.
Lucas Dostal.
How is that even possible? But there is signs of life in Anaheim, and I'm sure the Ottawa Senators would really love a second crack at Philip Gustafson because he is leading the NHL right now in save percentage. And you're wondering, hey, how come all goalies are bad when they go to Ottawa? It's not that. It's the defense in Ottawa has been bad for so long that the goalies quite literally can't do anything about it.
I don't think Linus Ullmark forgot.
No, I don't think so either.
He was good on Buffalo.
You know what's crazy is
like a few years ago.
Cam Talbot was good, then he was Ottawa, and then he left Ottawa and he was good.
Dude, it's a tradition going back like Robin Leonard, Ben Bishop.
Yes.
Like
the only one who stayed who was good was Craig Anderson.
I was about to say, we need to start the Craig Anderson Hall of Fame discussion, I think, because how was he so good there when so many guys for so many years were hot ass?
Because they were never good at defense.
Dude.
And they're still not.
They're really, really not. And I just...
By the way, I don't believe what that report about Steve Stamkos isn't itching to make a trade. Come on.
Isn't?
No.
Yeah,
I think LeBron had it in his column last week. He's like, yeah, I know he doesn't want to make any panic moves, can't trade your way out of it. I'm like, well, then...
Well, you don't
enjoy
want the
what you
headline,
have.
like local rube desperate and rip-offable. Like, you don't want that out there, right? You want to...
The Flames didn't mind last year.
No, I'm just a cool guy. You're just chilling with your hands in your pocket.
Yeah, I got you.
Meanwhile, the world is on fire behind you, and you got a new owner. Like, why does my team suck?
And you can't blame the previous guy now.
No.
Now it's you. So that's kind of cool. Joseph Wall has 5 straight wins.
Does he really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
The Leafs' record in November is 8-3-1.
Dumb.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's interesting considering Austin Matthews did not score in the month of November.
That has to be the first time ever.
Well, since he's played here.
Jesus.
Sure.
That's crazy.
So
How many months of his career has he gone scoreless?
I got to say 0. I have to think, unless he was injured. Didn't he have a major injury a few years ago? Back injury, something like that? Where he played like...
He had the shoulder when Trouba hit him that one time.
Right. But like, I can't think maybe there's a couple like Aprils. Like, April's only like 2 weeks.
Wow. He hasn't been out long term, really, for a while.
No, he's been good.
No, but even in April, he would have scored. He's scored in every playoff series.
Yeah,
I'm
true,
counting like
true.
regular season or playoffs in terms of he just didn't score a goal.
How many people were clamoring, June! The month of June! Shut up. I know. I agree, shut up.
When was the bubble season? We got a little July, August hockey,
1920.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
August.
The COVID delayed. It
Oh,
started back in
2021.
August. So he would have scored in August that year.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, my God. You guys remember that? It was like...
No, I prefer not to.
It was horrible. That was horrible.
Well-
all that sucked.
Well, there's a way to watch old clips now.
Uh-huh.
I was watching this morning, and it was one of our remote episodes from the bubble, and you had some friggin' salad, sir.
Did I? I had
yeah.
long hair. Jesse, I guess that's a good time to bring that up.
I don't think we need to. We should save that for like.
You want to save that for later?
Like, yeah. Parts of the podcast.
Here's a tease.
But are we talking? Are we in the middle of like a Leaf segment?
Well, I just thought we should explain what it was that Steve was referencing.
Blue car.
Okay, all right.
Blue car.
So this was put up by Sportsnet during one of the intermission, not even intermission, they were going in the game, whatever. So
During not the stream.
they're talking about net front. And I'm going to get real sports math guy with you, okay? So inner slot shots against, a very specific stat, which talks about what?
Going to the net!
Sticking it in the net.
Stick it in the net!
It's going in the net.
Ram it in the net!
Inner slot shots against. The Leafs were 13th last year. They are now second best.
Ooh.
Okay? Rebound chances against. They were 16th last year. This year, second.
Oh, buddy.
High danger chances again. 19th last year, 5th this year.
So this is not go to the net. This is stay the hell away from our net!
That's true. Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
Got it. Stick it somewhere else other than near our net!
What are they doing now?
Sorry.
It's the thing. It's honestly the thing that I'm convinced that like when Treliving took over, this is where the love affair with Timothy Liljegren fell apart because he didn't move people. Justin Hall didn't move people.
He moves the puck.
Yeah.
That's his strength.
But he didn't move the people.
He didn't move the people. There's no longer anyone back there who's big for nothing. Like, listen, it's not like Hall was a terrible like penalty killer.
No.
There's gotta be room. There's gotta be room. And if the puck goes into your corner, it needs to be a bad time. If the puck goes in front, or rather, if you're trying to post up in front, it needs to be a bad time. It's just been too often in recent years where it's been fine. You know, teams like I can't help but notice. Like, is it that the Atlantic is so good? That's why the team who beats the Leafs in the playoffs always goes to the Stanley Cup final. Is it that, or it's because the Leafs can't crack an egg, and you come out of that playoff series fresh as a daisy, while the team that you're going up against in round 2 is just in a war against whoever the hell, the Bruins or the Lightning, or one of the wild card teams fighting for their lives. Now the Leafs have a team that, like, every year when I was like, yeah, hopefully they go deep in the playoffs or whatever, I had to talk myself into it. Listen, this year could easily end up like all the others, but this decor at least resembles one that you would see deep in the playoffs, right?
Yeah. Physical, but can move the puck.
Assholes.
Yeah.
Assholes. Like, yeah, no, they can. All the teams that go deep can move the puck. They're fine. Vegas, like, their identity, big, bruising, heavy, and all that. Dude, they got Shea Theodore back there, Alex Pietrangelo. Yeah, every team has guys that can move the puck. You got to be brutes back there. Like, one of the like linchpins of Colorado when they won the cup, they don't win the cup without Josh Manson. Like, yeah, Makar and McKinnon and Landeskog and Rantanen and all that, but Manson took on so much of the physical burden for that team that, like, if they don't have him, I don't even think they go to round 3. Like, he was so important in that run. And now
he sure, man. The one thing I remember about that run is the sweep of the Oilers that I think people forget about. Like, he was a monster.
Yes.
Monster in that series.
Yeah, and then Patty Maroon, like, all finals long, was like, are we going? And Josh Manson's like, what?
Why would we
You're
go?
on the 4th line, so no. And he just stayed out there and was really important for them. This Leafs decor, it has 3 pairs.
Yes.
It's no longer decent, unplayable. Good. Hooray, hooray, hooray. There's no existential dread when anyone is on the ice.
How nice is that?
It's great.
Now, Jesse, you've seen Philippe Myers skate.
Yeah.
Now, he's going to play the really bad Blackhawks, and we'll get to them in a second. Mm-hmm. But what are your thoughts on his play style from what you've seen? And I know that's an unfair question.
Yeah, there's not a lot I can take away from it. Last time I saw him on ice, I believe, was before the Utah game. Mm-hmm. I was down there at Scotia on that Sunday, and he was skating ahead of the team, ahead of an optional skate, which didn't have as many players out there. But there was nothing wrong with his game. He was up to speed. Nothing wrong with it.
Should be fresh.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah.
Played. So, yeah, no, I think he'll slot right in. He's a Brad Treliving guy. I got no worries about him fitting in the lineup.
And he can move the puck,
Yeah.
and he can skate, and he's an asshole.
There's an 8-man rotation going into this defense and going into this 15-game and 31-day stretch. So, you're going to see Hakanpää. You probably needed to see Myers, whether or not McCabe was going to come out, because you got to see what you have. And if Philippe Myers gets 4 or 5 games in the next month, I am not going to be surprised. And it might just be resting guys.
Yeah.
Like, how many pucks does Chris Tanev need to eat before we go, Chris, I feel like you might have 40 bruises, and if you could have maybe 35 bruises, we'll keep it at that.
And he just played one of his best games.
He was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
His best offensive game.
He loves eating pucks.
He does.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like the pucks find his body.
Yes.
It's like they say the best players, like, it's like the puck sticks to their stick. It's like the puck sticks to his chest.
The puck sticks to his, like, ankle.
Yeah. It's unbelievable, that guy. And I just,
love him.
I know that guys want to play like a full 82 and it feels good and whatever, but I kind of like the fact that, you've got an opportunity here where Hakanpää can go in and Tanev can come out and Riley's going to be okay, right? Or Hakanpää can go in, or Myers can go in and Benoit can come out,
And who'd
or
they call
Timmins
up?
can come out.
Who did they call him?
Marshall Rafai today.
I'm okay with everybody. Maddie.
So I did the Leafs game at Dome on Saturday, and my op one, Shannon, she goes, so like I've never seen a guy missing so many teeth. And just like I was like, yeah, that's Chris Tanev. It's our best guy right now. But yeah, I just so funny the amount of pucks he eats. I'm just like, oh my god. We were looking at his teeth. We were like, damn. He places on the line.
He chews concrete gum. Like just every game, he has the biggest wad of gum you've ever friggin' seen.
Yeah, people were asking
with gums.
People were asking. I think it was a fair question. Do you think you choose the same piece of gum all game?
I think he rotates like once a season.
And what kind of gum would you go with? Because I find like certain gum packs, they lose flavor very quickly, right?
Yes.
So you want to have something where the flavor lasts, and you want to have.
I choose to believe that it's not gum. That it's just like a piece of rubber that's just in his mouth.
Just a piece of
Yeah,
it's just a piece of the last puck he blocked.
something he picked up off the floor.
Yeah, just pure steel. One thing I was wondering, and I wanted to look it up: Philippe Myers or Philip Myers. So I pulled up there's a back end of the NHL media site where you can get name pronunciation.
We get it.
So-
You have credentials.
You can access this too, Stephen.
What a cool guy!
This isn't anything secret. So I'm going to play what they have here on the NHL site.
Philippe Myers.
Philippe Myers.
Okay, Philippe Myers.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know.
Isn't there? I feel like there's someone else who I'm like, I don't know if I'm saying that.
Any other names you would like to check while I'm here?
Let me see. Oh my god. Oh, Grabankin.
They don't have one.
They don't?
No, because he just got called up. Right?
Piece of garbage
Don't have
site.
anybody. Hockenpah?
Yes.
Yanni Hakanpää.
That's
Johnny
cool.
Hawk.
I wish they used the NHL player safety voiceover guy for him.
Hit me with a little Cali Yarncroak.
Oh.
Callie Yarncroak.
Yarn Crow.
Because people say yarn croc all the time. It's croak.
You know what? He's going to get into a game. Hit me with Dakota Mermis.
Dakota Mermis.
All right.
I think that we didn't really need that
Yeah,
one.
Steve,
I
come
don't-
on.
I don't know if that was... Toronto doesn't have that many out there names.
Isn't Yarncroak Yarncrook?
Oh, no. No, because the sexy voice guy said
Yeah, what
no.
about the AI
We had this
voice?
whole conversation about it.
I don't know, Maddie.
Sorry, Maddie.
This is the one I
AI
wanted
voice.
to know.
Okay.
This is the one I wanted to know. This one's most important.
Okay.
Stolars.
Where's Anthony?
Why is that-
Stolars or Stallers?
Oh, okay. Here we go.
All right.
Anthony Stolars.
Stolar!
Hey, you stole ours.
Hey! How the let anybody in here?
Oh,
Here comes trouble.
shit. He's funny. Okay.
Anybody across the league before I move on? Any name
Oh,
across?
across the league.
Yeah.
What
anything
names
that
do
comes,
I always struggle with? Which
anything
are all
that
of
comes to mind?
David Juricek.
You don't struggle with that.
I keep hearing JIricek.
Yeah, because Elliot Friedman was like, "Oh, David Juricek," and I was like, "What?"
Did he say that?
He did.
But Alan always calls him David Juricek.
And I would like to think Alan knows.
Let me go to the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that trade a little later. By the way, he's at practice this morning. He's here.
Okay, let me see if... Oh, they don't have him.
Wait, David Kampf. Kampf.
Juricek's unavailable.
Oh, he's unavailable.
Yeah, they don't
That's
have...
not true. He was just available in trade.
They don't have a little sound button next to his name. David Kampf. Let's see. David Kampf.
Hit me with
You
Austin
say-
Matthews.
David Kampf.
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 Oh, I'm gonna call him Camp then.
There you go.
right.
David Kampf.
Camp, stop it. You know what I'm
Hey.
saying?
Please don't stop the music.
The one name I hate is Easemont. Mikey.
Oh, hit me with that.
Mikey Azamont.
we're
Every
doing
time
this
I
now.
see it, I'm like, that's not how you're supposed to be saying that. That doesn't
And you know
sound
what?
right.
He's also a dick. Every time he plays the Leafs, he scores.
yeah, on
Screw him.
Saturday, I was like,
And freaking Cam
Get off the
Atkinson,
ice.
of course. I'm like, Cam Atkinson better not score tonight. Sure enough, he gets the third goal. I'm like, Cam Atkinson is a killer.
Michael Asamont.
Asamont.
Ace.
Michael Asamont.
Screw you, Michael Asamont. You're really good at hockey.
No, you know what? Sometimes, you go, Steve, what do you think of the Tampa Bay Lightning? And I struggle to find the words. And then I get mad, and the words just come out.
Yeah.
And, like, it's someone else saying them. Like, I said something on the stream, and I was like, that was a really good point. because like I had never thought of it before. The Bruins, I just burped. I'm sorry. The Bruins kill you with just aggression and vicious brutality. And they're a great organization. The Lightning are a great organization and they're winners. But that's not how they beat you. They beat you in litigation.
Well, they're John Cooper's team.
They are
Lawyers.
The biggest set of mouths in the league. There is no yappier team than the Tampa Bay Lightning. And it makes them, I'm like, oh, is this why people like beating the Leafs? Like, because they whine and they whine and they whine. The Leafs talk to the refs a lot. At least under Sheldon Keefe they did. And, oh, wait, no, this is way more enjoyable. Unless he makes Team Canada, love when Brandon Hagel loses. It gives me so much joy. So much joy. You know who...
That's almost Leaf Brandon Hagel to you, sir.
Almost Leaf Brandon Hagel. Yeah, but he's not.
He almost was.
And you can bet he's going to be in there yapping. Dude, Ekman Larson cross-checks Jake Gensel, takes the worst called penalty of all time. Cirelli comes in and cross-checks Ekman Larson harder back. There's no call there. Now, I went through that in the video. It's just a shit call. Cirelli does not get a call, right? Do you remember what he did in the face-off or leading up to the face-off after that penalty was called?
No.
Screaming at the ref.
Because it wasn't longer?
You set a mouths. Shut up. Quit yapping. You got the... What are you doing? What do you do? What would you like? What do you want, a 5-minute major? Shut up. Oh, I can't... Oh, dude. I'm so glad. Listen, one day I'll save a lot of money on therapy if the Leafs ever beat the Bruins. Beating the Lightning was pretty good.
It was pretty sweet.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. And
Like,
also,
I don't hate
they
that
stole
team.
a series. Like, they weren't the
I don't
better
give a
team.
shit. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Won it. I don't care. Like, I have so much reverence for the Tampa Bay Lightning. God, do they yap? Oh, they yap so much. So glad they beat them.
I didn't want to focus too much on tonight's game, but I did have some trivia for the two of you. You ready?
Ready.
Tonight, the Leafs will play the Blackhawks. Your billionaire friend Adam Wilde will be in attendance.
Oh!
Probably sans mustache.
When's your next stream?
Wednesday, Nashville Predators.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing.
Right.
I think I'm going to kick your ass if you shave.
But there will
Where
be...
are you sitting tonight?
I actually have good seats. It's
Oh, yeah?
really good.
Everybody's surprised.
I'm in the lower bowl.
When was the last time you sat in the 300s not in a playoff game with me?
300s?
Yeah.
Are 300s the entire upper bowl?
Yeah. Gotta
It's got to
know
be
what the
5 years. It's got to be 5 years. I sat, and it's funny. Somebody brought me to a game. It was my neighbor, and he was a really nice guy. And we're just not in touch anymore. But his family had tickets going back 3 generations, and so we sat when they went to the Air Canada Center from Maple Leafs Gardens. They were allowed to pick what seats they wanted, and they walked them through the ACC before it was open, and they said, "What seats do you like?" And they liked the first row of the upper bowl because you get the best view. So that's
some of the best places you can watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's what he took.
Yeah. But Adam, you are just so used to sitting in the lower bowl.
Yes. Actually, you know what? I did sit pretty high up once for a Chris Rock concert as well, or Chris Rock show. That'd
be crazy if he was just like ripping the guitar.
Yeah, it would be. Anyway, here's
Told no
Wonderwall.
jokes.
Yeah.
For 2 hours.
I would like that. That's an Adam Sandler show.
Yes.
Friend of Chris Rock. But yeah, no, I think it's been a while. Because we're going to remember, like, in all honesty, we make the joke, but like, I'm usually there, working with, influencing, whatever.
No, I'm not.
Schmoozing with the big wigs.
Yeah. So wait, the Avalanche game that we went to with Drew, were you not there?
I wasn't there, remember?
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
I wasn't there either, right?
No,
I can't remember.
you went to that, or Nick Andrade did.
Producer Nick was
Producer
there.
Nick from
Right,
Steve's
because
show.
it was like we got like 4 tickets for all of us to go, and like 2 of us couldn't go. Maybe I was there. I don't remember.
You're unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Who, me?
The
Lower
Canucks
bowl
game we went to
Adam.
last year, that was in the box.
Yeah.
You're unbelievable.
Yeah, Jesse and I went to the playoff game together too.
Yeah.
And Jesse treated me to a night last year as well.
Yeah, because nobody else would have understood the level of decorum that you had to bring to those seats.
Oh yeah, you have to.
I had
wear nice
to. I had to
clothes.
bring my bougiest friend who could understand what it takes to be in the Scotiabank Club.
Yeah.
at Scotiabank
it's-
Arena.
When was the last time you shook a bare hand of a stranger?
Shook a bear. Oh no, you shake hands and you look people in the eye. No, that's
That's how you check for the swords.
yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
100%.
No, but that's supposed to be the forearm.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, my trivia, gentlemen.
I haven't been to a Leaf
Before,
game
because
over a year.
and this leads in, by the way, I just want to point out this leads in perfectly to the BetMGM big story, which is coming. Tell me, there are 6 former Leafs on the Blackhawks roster right now, 5 of which we think are playing tonight. Name them.
Bertuzzi, free square.
Yeah,
There it is.
Bertuzzi, Brody,
Yep.
Mrazek,
Yep.
and now it gets hard. Is Colin Blackwell back on the Blackhawks?
I don't think he's Blackwell.
What?
I don't think he's Backwell, is what I meant to say.
Yeah, they do have a lot. Oh, Ilya Mikheyev.
I was about to say, where's Mikheyev right now? I was unsure.
There you go. 2 more.
4.
I'm convinced you'll get 5.
Zaitsev's no longer there. So wait, it's 5. What did you say?
There are 6.
Holy shit. Playing tonight?
No, 5 are playing tonight, but there are 6 on the roster.
Are you counting Mrazek in the playing?
Yeah, he already
Yeah,
did.
we
Yes,
said- we
yeah,
said-
and he's in the roster.
No, I just mean like he's gonna play tonight. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, not Bedard, not Dickinson,
Not Bedard is a
Not-
good call.
like
Taylor Hall.
not Taylor Hall.
No, Foligno.
Oh, Foligno.
All right.
I was like, no.
All right. The last one, if you get this, you'll be a god amongst all of us.
Who is it?
Okay, when did they play for the Leafs?
About 2-3 years ago. In the Mikheyev era, I would say. And the Mrazek era, too.
Okay, it's not Engvall, it's not Kerfoot, it's not Thornton, it's not. Is it a defenseman? It's not McCabe. Is Sam Lafferty back there?
No, and it's not a defenseman. It's not a goalie either.
I don't know.
You guys ready? Jesse?
I'm trying to.
You're gonna hate
to
me for
know.
this. You're gonna
the
hate me for this.
Forward line of the.
Where's Sam Carrick these days?
Not.
It's not. I think he's at the Ducks, but no, it's not him. But like a player like that.
Byron Fraze?
No. Player like that.
Oh man.
Like we're talking cup of coffee.
And this person isn't playing though.
He may not be, but he has played and he is on the active roster as a professional. It's not an AHL contract. It's an NHL deal for $800,000.
Lageson's in Detroit.
Not a defenseman.
Not a defenseman, right? I give up.
You guys ready?
Who is it?
Joey Anderson.
Joey Anderson.
Joey
No,
Anderson.
that would have been impossible. Yeah.
Shoot.
See, Steve, I thought might get it. So let's get to the BetMGM big story right now. I would like to start a dialogue.
About
Connor Bedard. Been a bit of a tough year.
the daddy.
He's got 19 points in 24 games, but only 5 of those are goals.
That's unbelievable.
Isn't that crazy?
It's
Now he had
unbelievable. Like the way we're talking about his season, and he's still nearly a point a game.
100%. Yeah. Now he had 22 goals and 39 assists, 61 points and 68 last year. Dash 44, but the Blackhawks are terrible.
Dash 44.
Yeah, and he's already a dash 9 in 24 games. But again, it's plus minus. So
It's actually a better pace.
I want to ask you this. As a center, what this is wild. What is his face-off percentage?
41.
Jesse. 41 would be bad, by the way. We're
Yeah,
throwing that out
I
there.
assume
41's horrible.
you're telling me it's bad.
I'm gonna go positive. It's 54%.
Jesse, I'm so glad you did go positive because it's 29.5%.
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Not good at face-offs.
Now, here's where I wanted to bring this is where I'm bringing it to the BetMGM thing because honestly, like you have him, like I have him in on both of my fantasy teams, and he's been okay.
Yeah.
But it's not been great. The face-off wins category, I'm getting shelled in. Do you bet on Connor Bedard to take his face-off percentage above 40% before the end of the year.
I do.
He's played more than a quarter of the year already. Remember that.
You bet on good players. He's a good player. Crosby as a rookie was terrible at faceoffs. You could look up the number. I don't remember what it was. It was bad. If that's the biggest weakness in his game, he'll be fine. And I think faceoff numbers are also kind of crap.
We have to go by them, though. That's all we have.
I don't.
Crosby, by the way, finished the 05-06 season with a 45.5 face-off percentage.
And that's bad. That's real bad.
That's considered bad.
Yeah.
That's considered winger territory.
29.
People are talking about Connor Bedard as if he might be better suited as a winger.
No, I think that's a mistake. I think
He's
that's
19.
a huge mistake. No,
Why? What
have Connor Bedard could be one of the best players in the world. You figure that out. Don't be stupid. It's face-off stats suck because so much of it has to do with the other players on the ice helping you out. Who has better teammates? Connor Bedard or his opponents?
His opponents.
Almost every single night, they have better opponents. So I'm thinking this is a problem that is not just Bedaddy. That said, he needs to figure that out because that's insane.
Jesse, do you think he can get up over 40%?
Yeah, but Connor Bedard's going to be perfectly fine. The first thing we need to address is you have the dumbest fantasy pool if you have face-off percentage as a stat.
It's face-off wins, FWs.
That's weird.
That sucks.
I also have penalty minutes, which is just crush. So one of them doesn't, and one of them does.
Positive or negative?
Positive.
See, we have penalty minutes as a negative.
I know it should be.
No, I play with penalty minutes as a positive.
You do?
Yeah,
okay. All right.
That's a common thing. Face-off wins is weird. But Connor Bedard is somebody that I was very high on coming into this season because Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid both won Hart trophies in their second years of their careers. Yes. Matching Hart trophies. They both went to the playoffs as well. And I thought Connor Bedard's going to be on the same trajectory. He's going to have an awesome year. But things haven't turned out that way, and largely because of what Steve Dangle just said. His teammates kind of suck.
Yeah.
And the Blackhawks haven't built as good of a team as I thought they would around Connor Bedard. This kid's going to be perfectly fine. Give him some time. Let them get a little better around him.
McDavid, in his second season when he won the Hart, had Leon Draisaitl, who was going to be in the Hall of Fame. Crosby, the big difference between his rookie season and his sophomore season, Penguins got Evgeny Malkin, who's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Who on God's green earth even resembles half of those guys on the Blackhawks?
No, it's not there right now for Bedard in terms of support. I think we shouldn't read too much into a bad face-off win percentage. He'll be perfectly fine. Okay. Leads the team in points. What can you ask for?
Leads the team in points. He does lead the team in
points. Who the hell's he been getting all those assists with?
Right?
Who's scoring?
I think probably 3 of them came from that Taylor Hall hat trick the other day.
Yeah.
Does anyone have double-digit goals?
Yeah, Ryan Donato.
That's the one guy.
As we all expected.
Yeah, Ryan Donato's got 10 goals.
That's
dude who's on like League Men or whatever.
Why are you disrespecting Ryan Donato?
Yeah.
Well, if he's your top goal scorer,
there's some problems.
There's some problems.
Yeah.
And that suggests to me that they're probably playing together, which means Luke Richardson's like, I don't fucking know.
What do I do?
Whoever. Yeah, dude, that's a world of hurt. And watch, both those guys are going to get 4 points tonight.
Okay, so Connor Bedard, you're betting on higher points percentage. Let me ask you this: he's on pace for less goals than last year. He's got 5 in 24. Does he eclipse 25 goals this year?
Yes, bet on talent. He's not going to break his jaw again.
Jesse Blake.
Yeah, Connor Bedard's going to be fine.
All right. That's your BetMGM big story. I thought it was a big story. 29.5 in the faceoff dot. That is bonkers. Anyway, go to betmgm.com/dangle for terms and conditions and more details. You know, a lot of people ask us, what was it like before you used Shopify? Because obviously we know that the SDPN store runs on the Shopify platform.
It was a shell of a man.
And it wasn't great.
It was like when Anakin hit the Death Star with the beam.
From his eyes.
Not quite how that story
Huzzah!
goes.
He said, Havadika Star Wars.
It was as poorly constructed as the story the two of them are telling. Let's just say that. But then we got Shopify.
And that was like when we threw the ring into Mordor.
That's right.
It's like when
That's right.
Pikachu said, "You shall not pass."
That's right. After years of searching, we found Shopify. And that's why, and by the way, it's not just us. It's like a bazillion companies use this, including
A Blazillion.
Skims, which is Kim Kardashian's company. And if it's good enough for Kim, she's a billionaire. Might be good enough for you. You might want to check it out.
Did she answer your email?
Kim?
Yeah.
You're still waiting on that. Anyway, upgrade to your business and get the same checkout, okay? Sign up for $1 per month trial periods of shopify.com/SDP, all lowercase. Again, go to shopify.com/SDP to upgrade your selling today. We use it. You might want to try it too. It's pretty spectacular. Shopify.com/SDP.
Much has been made about Connor Bedard's terrible face-off percentage. I'm sure he's going to win 30 out of 30 tonight against the Leafs. This kid has only won 29.5% of his faceoffs this year. That ranks him 351st in the NHL in faceoff percentage, and that's all players. That like includes wingers and if a defenseman had to take one or whatever. Only 439 players have taken a face-off in the NHL this year. So he is in the bottom 100.
Wow.
This kid is struggling.
Yeah, he is.
I bet on talent.
You bet on him?
He will get better in all facets.
Now, Steve, there used to be a thing when David Clarkson played for the Leafs. We used to do the David Clarkson eyes, where you'd kind of give them... That's how David Clarkson used to look at opponents. And it was very intimidating, right? I want to know what you think of Sidney Crosby face.
Oh, I need to see that. Oh, shit.
Now,
oh, my God.
Sportsnet played this before their game on Saturday, and he's just sitting there, and the camera's looking at him, and he's looking past the camera, and he's like chewing gum the entire time. That's an intense man.
I honestly think he was doing a bit, and I love him for it.
You think so?
Yeah. If you watch the whole thing, he's just staring for so long. Like it's like a 10-second clip of him just staring, and it feels like he's playing with the camera. And I absolutely love Sid for it. He's a fun dude. Also, that's how you grow a mustache.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm trying.
Look how beautiful it looks. It's not quite the same, Adam.
You know what also helps? When you have black hair. He has black hair. When you've got like reddish brown hair like I do, or blondish or whatever you call it, doesn't look as good, right? People are like, oh, I'll keep the mustache. I'm like, don't have the hair color, man.
Joey Crabb used to have the best mustache in the Leafs, but blonde.
Oh, it's tough to pull off.
When very underrated. That's why Wendell Clark is a legend.
Yeah, because he could pull it off. Hulk Hogan, same thing. Blonde mustache.
Yeah, I like one more than the other. Listen, I want to get ahead of this. Listen, I'm not saying Sidney Crosby's killed anyone. Why would I say that? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that face suggests he could.
Yeah. Now, also this weekend, on the less serious side, Jesse, I've sent you a clip here, and I'm going to send you an image as well.
More clips. All right.
I'm going to send you, and I'm sending you an image that goes with the clip. But let's have the clip first.
I'm excited.
Two players who a couple of years ago hooking up for a goal, we would have been yay.
We would have been yay?
We would have been yay.
Yay.
We'd have been like, yay, how cool is that? And the two players hooking up for a goal are Ilya Samsonov and Alex Kerfoot. Have you seen this?
I bet Kerfoot just received a 6-sauce pass from from Samsonov.
He did.
Yeah?
Yeah. So here's how the play starts. Now, if you're a goaltender,
10 the frigging goal.
Samsonov is out on the right hash mark, right along the boards where it says credit 1. And he could pass to his defenseman.
Who's right there.
Just get it up to the defenseman who's at the blue line along the same board. All you got to do is just straight ahead pass. But what does Sammy do?
He gets the zoomies and goes, whee! And he tries to rip this thing. Now, from this angle, we can't see what the ice looks like. Maybe there's a guy in the neutral zone or at the offensive blue line, and if this pass connects, it's a scoring chance for the Vegas Golden Knights, who are down 1-0 to the Utah Hockey Club.
Right.
However, it goes right onto Alex Kerfoot's stick, and Kerfoot ain't his teammate anymore.
Now, if you look at this now, what's crazy
Kerfoot
about this
miss?
is that the defenseman actually gets over and the puck pops up when he shoots it and over Sammy. So there's a bounce.
No, he scores.
He scores, but it goes off the defenseman. It kind of pops up. Sammy almost had it. Like had Kerfoot not got the puck up, Sammy would have had the save. But if this isn't the most Ilya Samsonov move out there, I don't know what to tell you. This is the you take with him the good and the bad.
He has 2 modes, and those modes are above average solid NHL goaltender and Buddy from The Office falling and spilling the chili all over the floor. Like, he doesn't lose normally.
Which is why did the Leafs, who don't lose normally, bring in a goalie who doesn't lose normally? It's a terrible, terrible idea. Now, Vegas can handle a goal like that. Not the Toronto Maple Leafs of yesteryear. We could not handle a goal like that.
No.
Come on now.
No, we would lose our minds. Big shout out to James Myrtle, who in our fantasy league picked up Samsonov off waivers the day of that game. He allowed 6 goals.
Oh,
He got friggin' pumped.
wow.
Got absolutely pumped. Looks good on you, Mert bag.
The reason, if you want some reasoning behind
I
it,
do.
The reasoning why Samsonov tried to send it up to Jack Eichel was because they were on the power play.
Yeah.
So the Utah was shorthanded, so he figured, like, there's an extra man on the ice. I can feed it through, and we can start our power play back up in the zone. Here's the
I wanna see it.
goal visualizer from NHL Edge. If you want to see how this play unfolds here, when Jack Eichel has the puck, he shoots it, goes all the way to the other end, and here comes. Oh no, where's Ilya?
Oh wow.
Oh,
There's
so
a
the Ilya
shitload of players
Samsonov-
on the ice.
The Ilya Samsonov tracker is not functioning there. You'll see a ghost goalie plays the puck, but
That makes it better.
You can imagine where he plays it from. So Samsonov's supposed to come out, grab that puck. So right now, Samsonov is here in the corner where Adam was talking about by the hash marks, and he thinks, I'm going to send it to Jack Eichel, who's still in the Utah's offensive zone. So he's all the way down there. And he doesn't see that Kerfoot's coming off of the bench because there's 4 guys here playing defense, plus another guy there, plus Kerfoot coming off. So Utah had extra bodies on the ice. Like, if you wanted to get
allowed.
If you wanted to get picky, you could argue in the favor of Vegas that it was too many men because of how the play unfolded, but you don't get away with that. That's how hockey works with these changes. They are a little, they skirt the rules all the time, but they had so many guys on, and Kerfoot steals the pass. And when he steals the pass, there are still a lot of Utah players on the ice.
I would like to see, because sometimes when they're sitting on the bench, like on the boards, their number comes up. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Utah players on the ice right now. There should only be 4.
Right. But you can see, as same with Vegas, when guys
There
are
are
making
7
changes,
players.
nobody's always off the ice and always on the ice. It's hockey, right?
Actually,
but
there's 8 Vegas players on the ice without the goalie. Look.
No, I know.
yeah.
Both teams.
Yeah, they're making
there
line
are-
changes.
Wow.
Yeah. But the way, if you really want to get iffy with the line change that Utah makes, you can argue Kerfoot comes off very early. Look when Kerfoot's coming off for this change here.
All right, let's see here.
The guys are coming to the bench, the full squad, the full PK unit, all 4 of the Utah players, and Kerfoot hops off right now.
When the puck is like
When the
almost right in
puck's
front of him.
going to Samsonov, Kerfoot cheats to make this steal. I think it's a very underrated part of this whole play.
Wow. Well, you know what? Maybe everybody was right about it.
I should have done a breakdown of this.
You should. You could still.
I can still do it. I can still do it. But we're doing it now, so whatever. Don't need to double up. But that's how he gets the steal there. He cheats a little on the line change, which, like we said, everybody does in hockey all the time.
There's also this gentleman
Eichel's
thing with line changes where a guy will get on early and he'll just be like, I know I'm on early, so I'll stand here. You're not going to call a penalty. I'm just standing here. I'm just a little guy.
I'm just being a cool guy.
And you can see him sort of, I'm fine. Ah! Makes a beeline for the puck.
He's like, oh, the puck.
That's a good point. Wow, I didn't even think of it that.
So, yeah,
That's how often it happens.
Yeah.
Also, Samsonov, don't fucking pass the puck cross ice to Jack
Well, this is the thing, Jesse. As much as Kerfoot, he doesn't see him coming.
No, totally.
You know what would have been cool? 15-9. He's trying to hit 9. He's trying to hit Jack Eichel. Get it to 15. Let 15 get it to 9.
I thought Eichel would have had like it's a justifiable risk somewhat if Eichel's going to have like a breakaway.
He's not.
He's not.
He's going to have an offensive zone entry. Max.
They're just gonna set up the power play again.
So this is what I try to do now. You don't just point and laugh and go, ha ha, you're garbage. It's no. The idea was bad.
What was he trying to do, and then evaluate that?
If you pull this off, would it have been good? Like, oh, okay. Like, I understand the lot. No, there's a dumb idea.
Yeah,
Dumb idea, but getting middle end.
Right.
No, do you think Noah Hannafin's good at handling the puck?
I
think he's pretty good.
We would all agree with that,
Yeah.
right? Well,
Quality
Noah
defender,
Hannafin's
yes.
right there. He's right next to the puck. Send it to him. He can then get it to Jack Eichel. So I don't know. Samsonov, what a mistake.
Oh, wait.
Kerfoot.
Too bad Hannafin doesn't have more of a resume,
Take Jesse off the screen for a sec. Oh no, Eichel would have had a breakaway.
Not
No,
really. They would've angled.
Look at by the time the puck gets halfway there.
No
you got,
Oh
you
yeah,
got-
okay. White Cloud.
You got 3 Utah players coming back on the ice.
Nah,
you
it's a
know?
bad idea.
It's a bad.
It's a bad idea.
idea. What's that?
Maybe you got the 15s mixed up.
Oh yeah,
That's
totally.
because Kerfoot is number 15.
Yeah. No, but like, there's already guys back. Like,
Yeah.
so many Utah players.
And
back.
Eichel used to be 15. It's screwing me up.
Yeah, that's true. And now he's 9. That's crazy.
Ridiculous play by
All
Sammy.
right. Yeah. Anyway, I love that one. And I love that hockey images that preceded unfortunate events posted just a shot of Samsonov and Hannafin along the half boards. Like,
And his season has been mostly fine.
yeah, he's been good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Sammy.
Yeah, man. Here's the thing with Sammy. His first season with the team is always good. It's the second season you got to be worried about. Shit. Look what happened to him in Washington. Look what happened to him in Toronto. We'll see.
Do you know Samsonov save percentage?
I
I'm
know
going to say
it,
907.
it was pretty good. 905.
It's an 892.
Ooh.
Oh, so he's been pretty crap recently. Can you go through his game log?
I can. I do have that up.
Can you?
Yeah, the last couple
starting
games.
from the beginning of his career.
786 Utah, 889 Philly, 950 Ottawa, 833 Washington, 778 Kings,
Holy
885.
So
yeah, that Sammy's been good thing was 3 games to start the year. I don't know. I don't know if you nailed Sammy was being good. He had
I think
3
Sammy's
games.
been Sammy.
He started.
He had 3 good games to start the year.
He had a not great game, but still won against the Sharks, and then shelled, won, Sheldon won, and murdered, murdered with an axe.
That's rough.
Oh my god!
That's rough. Well,
And in typical Sammy fashion, winning record.
yeah. Yeah, he does win.
He wins, man.
Yeah.
He's a top 10 winner in the NHL since the beginning of. Is it last year or 2 years ago?
They don't ask how, they ask how many.
That's right.
They also
Or how high.
they ask how.
What?
Sorry. When you say jump, I say how high.
Oh,
Remember?
I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were doing the song.
Oh, no.
How
no.
high?
David JIricek, 6th overall pick from 2022 with the Columbus Blue Jackets, is now property of the Minnesota Wild. And the full trade is this: David JIricek and a 5th round pick. That goes to Minnesota. To Columbus, it's Damon Hunt, a 2025 conditional 1st round pick that, if the Minnesota Wild somehow end up in the top 5 in drafting order, slides to 2026, but it doesn't look like they will. 2027 2nd round pick, a 2026 Colorado 3rd round pick, and a 4th round pick as well. That's a lot of picks.
From Toronto.
Oh, is that from Toronto?
It is in the Connor Dewar deal.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, there's a lot of picks involved for a team like Columbus. This makes a lot of sense. For a team like, let's start with the Blue Jackets. 2 scenarios here. Okay. And I will fully admit that, yes, even though I work with Alan, I do not know the answer. The Blue Jackets, lost faith in JIricek that he could be as good as they thought he would be when they drafted him and potentially maybe headed towards bust territory, or B, the relationship between the player and the team broke down to the point where there was no point in moving forward. Now, it's pretty clear Evason didn't like his skating, but he's 20 and he's tall, and it takes a while to get your rhythm a little bit, right? Especially when you grew very quickly.
He was losing his spot to Jordan Harris.
But you
What do you mean losing?
we would agree.
He played more than half their games last year.
Yeah.
And then they got Harris, and now he's not.
Lost.
He lost his job.
Lost. It wasn't losing. He was well lost.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
I understand.
It wasn't a competition between him and Harris. One of them was being sent down and not played.
It's worth mentioning that the AHL staff of the Cleveland Monsters absolutely love this guy. He scored Friday night before the trade. And it's also not new for a GM who's new to a team to not be a fan of the moves and picks the other GM made. If you have to look at some of the guys that the Leafs moved off of as soon as Treliving got here, right? There's
Yes.
guys that just were like,
Happens all the time.
all the time. So Michael Russo tweeted, head scouts loathe to give up first round picks. Judd Brackett says, and he's the guy that is the Minnesota Wild head scout. Judd Brackett says the Minnesota Wild weren't going to get anything close to JIricek in the mid-20s this year at the draft, assuming they'll be there. And this was well worth the risk. He says, if you look at the Wild under 22 on the back end, you're looking at Faber and JIricek and others. Their right side looks pretty solid, and David doesn't really need to play high-end minutes with the Minnesota Wild.
No.
He can be sheltered guy
Yes.
and come into the NHL properly.
So here's what I'm trying to look up. So Don Waddell comes in. He's now the GM. And I'm like, who did Carolina pick in the first round that year? Like, did they draft anywhere near 6th overall? Probably not, because they're a really good team, but they always find a way. Nope, they did not have a first round pick at all, actually, in 2022. They didn't pick until pick 60.
Whoa.
So I'm sure they would have drafted this player. They would have had reports on this player, but I don't get it. Flatly don't get it. Like, okay, you're not in love with his skating. He performed very well at the AHL level. He didn't look the best in the NHL. Look at the rest of your friggin' team. You guys stink and have stunk. And the guy taking his minutes while you don't play him has not been very good. Jordan Harris hasn't been very good. So, okay, but you get Harris. So it's a new GM, new mindset. We get more veteran defensemen so we can send JIricek down and he plays in the minors and he hones his craft and he develops down there. Except that's not what they did. They just stuffed him in the press box, and he's played 10 professional games this year. This is mystifying. I don't understand. Like trade aside, and I'm not even talking about the value. I don't understand how this broke down. So, like, someone's not telling the truth. Like, you keep saying, like, oh, the Monster staff loved him. I just don't believe that.
Well, that's a Portsy thing. Now, sometimes teams will go like, man, this is a great player. We hate to lose him.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
The Leafs did it with Dion Phaneuf. They specifically put him in minutes.
Yeah.
And I've heard this from several members now.
Yes.
Specifically put him in minutes as an organization that he would succeed in so that somebody would come along and go, you know what, I will take that contract. And thankfully, the Ottawa Senators did.
So either the Blue Jackets are not being entirely truthful about how much they like this player who they just pitched out the door, or the new GM is undermining his own staff.
Well, so from the Blue Jackets' perspective, guys, this is what is interesting to me because from what we know, the Blue Jackets scouting staff hasn't changed. I haven't heard of any mass firings in Columbus.
And I took a dump on them. Could have phrased that different. I dumped on them recently for their draft record. Historically it's terrible. Recently it's been okay.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess.
They haven't had a player play over 250 games since Puyarvi? No. Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Oh, they will though.
Okay. Well, it's been a long time. 2016 was a long time ago.
Ken Johnson's going to get there.
8 years
a
ago.
lot of guys are going to get there.
But I'm looking at the draft record. I don't think it's great. And I'm wondering if it's this, guys. You know, sometimes you have a talented staff, but the general manager's priorities are poor. They're aimed in the wrong direction. There's nothing the scouting staff can do except to go, well, that's what the GM wants. And it seemed like, for instance, Wes Clark, when he left the Leafs, seemed a little bit like, well, you know how he said, you know how Tree likes him. So Ben Danford was the pick. I don't get the sense that Wes Clark was like
the pick?
over the moon about having to pick a big defenseman. Although Ben Danford's turned out to be pretty damn good, and it looks like he made a great pick.
Pretty damn good.
But I'm wondering if the Blue Jackets have looked internally and go, I think we have a good enough scouting staff. We've just had them pointed in the wrong direction. And frankly, to me, it looks like Jarmo Kekalainen had a lot of stuff pointed in the wrong direction. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I believe that about Jarmo. But counterpoint, the Minnesota Wild have one of the best prospect pools in the NHL.
And they were dying to get this guy.
And they were dying to get him. So, okay, if you have one of the best prospect pools in the NHL, that means you probably know your stuff when it comes to young players. And if I'm Don Waddell and my phone lights up and it's Bill Guerin, I go, oh, I might be making a mistake. Mm-hmm. I don't know how great of a job he's done overall. He's obviously done okay because the Wild are doing pretty well this season. But the Wild going well out of their way to throw, they know what to do with those picks. So for them to pitch 4 of them at you, I think should give everyone pause. They want this kid bad, and they've been very smart with their picks in recent memory.
I look at the haul they gave up the picks that you're talking about, and I was like, oh, that seems like a lot of different picks. And then you go back and you look at how many picks they have available. I'm like, oh, they still have quite a bit, and it's really a first and a second, and then some deeper rounds. But they have all of that in the next couple of years. It's already stockpiled, so it's not too much of their pick pool either. The big thing is the first, right? That's what you're looking at. But it's going to be a first that's late in the first round. And with JIricek and their record of acquiring defensemen, I think about when they traded Kevin Fiala to the Los Angeles Kings, and then the next day, Kevin Fiala signs a 7-year deal with the Kings and all that fun stuff. And the pick that they got back was a first-round pick from the Kings, which was, I believe, the 19th overall that year. And then the other player they got back in that deal was Brock Faber. So you have this history with the Minnesota Wild of acquiring Brock Faber for Kevin Fiala, and they don't miss that at all. And then now we have them acquiring David JIricek for a bunch of picks, and it's like, okay, we can either have these picks to hopefully select someone like David JIricek, or we can have the David JIricek. So I'm just fully trusting of the Minnesota Wild here and their system and what's going on, and I think it's going to work out for them just because of the past. And I don't know about Columbus utilizing all these picks to get what they need to contend, because it's been so long since they've been good.
I'm looking at the Wild in 2022 when JIricek was picked 6th overall. They had the 19th pick, the 24th pick, and the 47th pick.
Yeah, that 19th pick is the one from the Kings.
Yeah.
Who did they pick?
And Liam Ogren, who is friggin' really good at hockey.
And then they get Zeev Buium.
Yes, they did.
This year?
But the reason I look at 19, 24, and 47, I'm like, I wonder if they tried to move up. I just wonder. But Yurov looks really good. Ogren looks really good. Hunter Height, he looks okay. Dude, this is the team that pulled off the Brock Faber trade. I forgot he wasn't picked by the Wild. Mm-hmm. Again, if this team wants my guy, I got to sit there and think, am I giving up the wrong guy? He's 6'4", right-handed defenseman, offensive capabilities. You better be friggin' right. You if they make off like bandits here, they got a prospect and 4 picks for a guy who doesn't pan out. Awesome, good for you.
Honestly, Steve, even if he turns out to be a pretty good, maybe top 4 defenseman. Like he's your 4th of 4. If JIricek ends up, that means you traded a low first, and there's some prospect capital in seconds and thirds and fourths, and I get that. But you ended up with a guy who's not only did you get that, but you got a prospect that is 2 years into development. And you probably can sort him out and fix him up and maybe build his confidence back up again in a way that Columbus, which frankly has sapped the confidence of most of their young players for many, many years, has not been able to do. I don't know. To me, it's like, oh, that's a pretty good trade, like a deadline deal for an offensive defenseman who could play in your top 4 eventually. First round pick, yeah, it's pretty fair.
Man,
What is it?
No, I'm just like Brock Faber, Zeev Buium. Like I'm just looking at all the young players they have.
They have the next generation ready to go.
It's scary that the Wild are currently good because they are going to be better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good team.
Philip Gustafson, just picking him up out of nowhere. Oh, jeez.
Columbus is one where I just don't understand. And I thought, well, maybe the relationship was in a bad place before. But Don Waddell is a very good general manager. So I'm still waiting to, it takes a couple seasons to really figure out where a guy's going to go and what he's going to do. But like, what is the plan in Columbus? Are we rebuilding? Are we retooling? Are we building to anything? You can't even rebuild, right?
I guess my confidence in the truth here is low. Because you're right. That is important. Like we keep going, Columbus track record. It's Don Waddell. His track record's very good.
Yep.
So, we loved him in Cleveland. I don't believe you. If that was the case, he'd still be in the organization. Why isn't he there?
Interesting. Another trade happened this weekend.
Sorry. Side note, while we're here with Minnesota making good trades, remember the Philip Gustafson trade? Who's currently a large reason why Minnesota is the number 1 team in the National Hockey League.
I don't
remember it.
It was a swap of Gustafson and Cam Talbot.
It was Cam Talbot.
Who was so friggin' old, but played really well for Minnesota the little stretch before he got traded that offseason. He was great. And Ottawa said, we're in win now mode because we're Ottawa and we're always doing it. And they trade young Philip Gustafson, who they just signed to a 3 years, like $8.75 million contract at the time, that March. And they move him that offseason for Cam Talbot.
Oh, my God.
And Minnesota's sitting there being like, okay, we got Marc-Andre Fleury. Let's go get a young guy, a good goaltender. And they get Gustafson. Now look at what he's done this season so far. And all you had to do was send out an aging old Cam Talbot for that. And they have a history of fleecing teams.
Yep.
So I look at this and I say, I don't have confidence that the Blue Jackets are at the right end of this. So I don't know. I want to revisit that.
What would lead you to that, Jesse?
I want to throw that Gustafson trade in there as well because he's been playing so well.
Talbot straight up. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Guerin's a smart dude.
He's been traded twice, too.
He was a Penguins goaltender at one point, right?
Second round pick of the Penguins in 2016. Traded from Pittsburgh with Ian Cole and a first round pick in 2018, which ended up being Keandre Miller, to Ottawa for Vincent Dunn and a third round pick in the 2018
There are names
draft.
in that trade. Holy cow.
Justus Annunen.
Hey!
I think the most interesting thing is none of those guys played for the Sens.
Vince Dunn was a Sen?
No.
No, technically not.
He passed through that
Neither was
organization?
Miller or
He's
Annunen.
He's the defenseman they need right now.
So here's okay. So I know Ottawa lost the Annunen pick to Colorado because it was in the Matt Duchene trade tree. I remember that from making that video. Ottawa kept nothing from that trade.
Oh, my God. What a chaos.
Dude.
Bunch of years.
Just really fidgety.
And stupid. Hey, this episode's sponsored by BetterHelp. You ever spend all day trying to get cozy, trying to get comfortable? It's December. It's getting cold. Maybe the snow's coming down. You've got the tree. You got the lights up, everything. And then you're like, I'm ready to just relax and watch a game or watch a movie. And then tick, 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 tick. Into your head walk intrusive thoughts. Oh. What if the worst thing that's ever happened to me times 10 happens tomorrow? That's how my anxiety works. It's like, hey, you enjoying today? Well, not anymore.
I have also gotten calls from my mom.
Yeah. Now, whether it's family related or it's all in your head, BetterHelp can help.
Yes.
It's awesome, actually. It works around your schedule, so you can do like a text-in appointment. You can do like a keyboard text, FaceTime. You can do a phone call, and it's a lot of therapists. It's very, very difficult to book an appointment. You don't have to worry about any of that 24/7. And here's the deal: if you don't like the therapist that you're matched with, and it doesn't mean that they're a bad person, it just means you don't vibe. You can be rematched with somebody, and oftentimes you're matched in 48 hours or less, which is kind of cool.
Love that.
This time of year is particularly tough. We get it. So you can find some comfort this December with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/STP today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/STP. When you're running a small business, you know what's super scary?
What?
The law.
Bears.
Oh.
Well, bears, if you run an outdoor business, for sure. But I would also
The law
say
is more relentless.
the law can be scarier than the bear.
Bears?
Well, you can run from the bear. You can't run from the law, especially if you're on the wrong side of it. Look,
You can try and run from the law.
I mean but you look at Red Dead Redemption 2 and they didn't get away.
No,
That's true.
If you stand real stoically in front of the law, it doesn't back down.
That's right.
Okay.
Maybe the bear does. Now,
does.
Yeah.
now here's
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing. Creating your own business, you've got the idea. You're excited about the idea. But then you're like, oh, I need all of these contracts and all of these policies and all of these things. I have to make sure I check all this stuff off. What if you could do it all in one place rather than hiring a bunch of expensive lawyers from all different practices when you can with LegalZoom? It's made for business owners. At LegalZoom, you can take care of your business legal needs in just a few clicks. And if you need, you can get some hands-on help. Their network of experienced attorneys from around the country has your back. Over 20 years, LegalZoom has been around, and they help start, run, and protect millions of businesses every single year. LegalZoom, now you're in business. You can launch, you can run, and you can protect your business and make it official today at LegalZoom.com and use our promo code, and the promo code is DANGLE.
Oh.
DANGLE.
10% off any LegalZoom business formation product, excluding subscriptions and renewals. This expires at the end of the year. So this deal is good until December 31st. Everything you need from setup to success at LegalZoom.com. Use that promo code DANGLE. LegalZoom.com. Use the promo code DANGLE. And LegalZoom provides access to independent attorneys and self-service tools. LegalZoom is not a law firm and does not provide legal advice, except where authorized through its subsidiary law firm, LZ Legal Services, LLC. Now, Nashville made a trade with the Colorado, and you mentioned Eustace Annan. He's available, or he was available. Now he's in Nashville. He's no longer available. So here's the timeline of events, and I'm going to shout out Leafs Need God on Twitter because this is a funny one. Okay. Nashville signed Scott Wedgwood to play in the NHL over Askarov this year. Askarov got pissed, requested a trade because he wants to play in the NHL.
Sure.
So then they actually do the thing and grant him his trade request, which they didn't have to do. And then Nashville trades the guy that they lost Askarov over to Colorado to get Eustace Annan. And I want to add to that.
Wait, they lost
Askarov to sign Wedgwood, right? When they signed Wedgwood, it pissed Askarov off, and he's like, "I'm out of here." Trade me.
Wasn't it the Saros contract?
It was Saros.
Yeah,
It wasn't
but
Wedgwood.
there was also the Wedgwood thing
But
because he was at least supposed to be the backup.
That's bending history a little.
Yeah, he posted that cryptic "I'm sad" thing when Saros signed the long extension.
It was. That's
okay.
when we started talking about is when Saros kicked it.
because
Signed that extension.
he thought he was the heir,
Exactly.
right? And then
Exactly.
they signed Saros forever, and he's like, "Oh, I guess I'm never getting the Nashville job."
It's like there's no place for me to be a starting goaltender. He
Right.
never wanted Scott Wedgwood's job. He wanted Saros's.
Now, not that Askarov's been perfect since he went to San Jose, because he hasn't. He's been up and down and that sort of thing. But Wedgwood has been traded for Eustace Annan, and this is supposedly going to help the Colorado Avalanche with their goaltending situation. You can see why. Wedgwood's had solid numbers from time to time.
I think it will. He's had a bad season this year, but Nashville's been bad. Over his career, he's been a good goalie.
Now, it's interesting because there are there is a press conference from Steven Stamkos that I think we should watch. Oh. You guys see this?
Yes, it's depressing.
Jesse, I'm sending it over to you in case you need it. The Nashville Predators are not looking like the best team right now. And I thought by now, it's December 2nd as of this recording, that they would have this figured out. There are teams that have figured it out later, and as we saw with the St. Louis Blues, gone on to win the Cup. But this is a team that played so well defensively, specifically in round one last year, that I personally thought, how can they be denied?
Oh, I know.
They've got Brady Shea, they got Jonathan Marchessault, and they got Steven Stamkos. But the problem they have is centermen.
Yes.
They're not deep enough at center, and we're finding out whether or not Barry Trotz, a legendary head coach, can be Barry Trotz, legendary general manager as well. Have a look at Steven Stamkos and what he has to say here. And really, we're looking for the tone.
How mystifying to you is that lack of offense, given the people in this room who have scored so much in their careers before?
I mean, I have some thoughts on that, but it's yeah. Like I said, it's you got guys that can put the puck in the net for sure, but we need to find ways to generate, getting open and guys seeing things and guys finding seams, and it's tough. I mean, it's tough to score. It's the hardest thing to do in the NHL, to score goals, and obviously we got guys that have done it. It's a little different this year. You're in a funk and you try to find ways. I mean, we're not going to quit here, but we need to find a way, and myself included. And it's it's tough.
Man, there's a solid 15 seconds where he doesn't say anything. Can we please play the beginning of that again?
The people in this room who have scored so much in their careers before.
I mean, I have some thoughts on that, but it's yeah. Like I said, it's you got guys that can put the puck in.
Nearly
for
20
sure, but
seconds.
We need to
Where he
find
doesn't say
ways to
much.
From the
generate,
time the question is
getting
asked.
open and guys seeing things and guys finding seams and.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's 20 seconds worth of unsaid things there. It's not as simple as we have these good players and they score goals. It's not a video game. And Nashville's chemistry is bad. It's straight up bad. Stamkos, at this point in his career, his shot is still a touch of death. You have to be wary of him on the ice if his teammates get him the puck. And there's the rub. He's not in Tampa anymore. Nikita Kucherov is nowhere to be found. Braden Point is nowhere to be found. Like, the weapons they have up front and the weapons they have on that power play are absurd. And I'm not sure who his center is right now, but I remember at the beginning of the season, it was Tommy Novak. Is it still Tommy Novak?
We can find out.
Who, bless his soul, is not Braden frickin' Point. They're not even sort of the same.
According to Puckpedia, most recent line combinations are Forsberg, O'Reilly, Nyquist, Stamkos, Novak, Marchessault. Top 6 there.
So I guess here's my question: is Novak looks like the president here, because he's in the middle of two armed guns. Marchessault and Stamkos can both kill you. Is he doing a good enough shot getting these guys, or is he doing a good enough job getting these guys the puck? And with respect, who is that third line?
Well, I know Luke Evangelista and Mark Jankowski. Who's
Fetchkov?
He's
got to be.
He was just called up.
He's 21?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's young.
Yeah.
What did friggin' Jason York say about youth up the middle?
What did he say?
Sometimes a team that's too young up the middle struggles. Although they're not young up the middle. It's 33 with O'Reilly, 27 with Novak, and Colton Sissons has been in the NHL for
A while.
a surprising amount of time.
He's in year 6 of a 7-year deal.
He's one of those magical guys who just puts together like a several 100-game career of being a fourth liner.
Do you know Svechkov's first name? Can you guess?
I'm going to say
Andre is the
Alexei.
funniest answer.
He's got 5 career games. I only know that who he is because he scored his first career goal was it yesterday.
Let's go!
Or the day before. So yeah, congrats to him. 5 career games, 1 goal, 0 assists. What's his first name?
Andre.
Adam?
I said Andre. I said Alexei.
Alexei Fedor.
Fedor
Svechkov.
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like that's it's not the greatest up the middle. You know, like you're gonna lack production when all of your stars are on the wing. You need star centermen to be a really good team. At least not star, but at least solid centermen. You know?
And are these players bad, or is the team makeup bad? Because here's what I want to say. On defense, I'm just going to point out that, Roman Yossi's got 7 goals because he's Roman Yossi.
He's Roman
right?
Yossi.
The next closest is Brady Shea with 2.
Okay.
You got Carrier's got 1, Luke Schen's got 1, and the rest of the guys have none. Okay? It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, they're defensemen. We're not asking for goals here.
But Dante Fabro has 3 goals in 9 games since being claimed by Columbus.
Yeah.
So was it Dante Fabro, or was it the Nashville Predators, as Steven Stamkos said, are not generating chances?
Well, adding Fabro on to the conversation about what do the Wild know about the Blue Jackets guys? Like, I wouldn't want to. Oh, Columbus identified a pretty talented right shot defenseman
that they could use.
Young in his career who wasn't getting used properly, and all of a sudden, I think Andrew Brunette, forgot his name for a sec. Andrew Brunette's job has been called into question. What the hell is Trotz doing? He is just button mashing. He's just doing shit.
Well, and Trotz doesn't get a lot of criticism, and I understand why. He's a Hall of Fame, the second, if he's not already in the Hall of Fame, because now guys can just get into the Hall of Fame when they're still coaching and working. When they couldn't, when Pat Burns was alive.
Great.
But Barry Trotz is a Hall of Famer, no question. But as I started this segment, I said, is he a Hall of Fame coach? Yes. Is he a Hall of Fame general manager? I guess we'll see. But what's very clear is some of that money that was spent on Marchessault and Stamkos should have been spent on a center this summer.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not too late.
It isn't. Well,
they have 3 first-round draft picks this upcoming draft.
That's crazy.
They have $7 million in cap space, if I remember correctly from just looking. That's enough to go out and do something if your idea is we're going to win this season, which it looks like when you did all of this free agency buying.
So they're built like a rebuilding team. But if this goes sideways, they're going to rebuild.
I think that was a lot of just pissing in the wind.
Yeah,
saying,
he's
"We're gonna
button
rebuild."
mashing.
Yeah.
He's out there doing shit. We're trading Askarov. For what? Not a ton. Okay. We're signing Saros and fucking Wedgwood.
And then flip Wedgwood.
And then we're going to flip him for Annunen. We're going to get a pick somehow. I don't understand how I got the pick. And
Then
what else?
Send
we're
a top draft pick to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and we're going to send Tomasino to Pittsburgh for nothing.
Nothing.
What's he been in Pittsburgh? Great? Shit.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to lose Fabro to Columbus for nothing. And what's he been? Great? Shit.
It's weird if he's doing all this stuff, why not do stuff that makes your team better and acquire a center?
Dude.
With all of your draft capital.
No one wants to give one up.
Pay for it.
Well,
you have the money.
Well, and now he's desperate. And now, I mean, who is not... Oh, no. I respect this man too much to throw this out there, but I'm going to throw it out there. If you're a GM in the NHL and you're morning... You should be calling Barry Trotz before you have your morning coffee. Every day. This is a wounded animal who has itchy thumbs. and he's dying to scratch them all
this
over
is a
his
man-
phone and make some sort of weird trade.
This is a man who already used the we'll rebuild card, which that is like the last card.
They've gotten worse.
He started with that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't think he's honest when he says we're going to rebuild or anything like that. And because came from a radio interview, could have been taken out of context because who knows how long he was talking when that one part gets clipped and all that fun stuff. But I think the idea with the Nashville Predators is to win this season. And if your idea is that, then you can't sit on your hands at this point of the season because eventually it's going to be too late. And you have so many assets to move plus cap space. You should be doing something that benefits the team and not just selling off pieces.
The Predators, so I love NHLTradeTracker.com, and the Predators page is genuinely funny because everyone, like the Rangers, Chris Drury, Jeff Gordon, Glenn Sather, Neil Smith, Phil Esposito, like it goes back and back and back, and they have so many guys. Nashville Predators, 1997 to 2023, David Poile, 2023 to present, Barry Trotz. That's it. That's the whole list. What was the Yakov-Trenin trade last year? Remember that?
No.
Where they were offloading guys and acquiring picks because they're rebuilding, I think. But that was like in the middle of them being really hot. And then they acquired Anthony Beauvillier, and they got Jason Zucker. They got rid of McDonough. They're out there button mashing. Like I don't understand the direction or anything with the Nashville Predators. They got more picks at the draft.
Yeah.
Cody Glass trade, I forgot about that one.
Yep.
It's just trying shit.
Yep. It's interesting. It's going to be one to watch because now, listen, the reality is that you can put it on the players all you want, but if they're not finding it, the next probable move is Andrew Brunette. And then what? And listen, we're asking the question, who's going to press the Coach Q button first? Is it Detroit?
Oh.
Is it Montreal? Is it Nashville? Like, who's going to do it? Somebody's going to do it.
Barry Trotz
Joel
has made...
Quenneville doesn't give you a good second line center.
Agreed.
Or
No.
a good third line center. Like, it doesn't help Barry Trotz.
He had Jonathan Taves. And that guy's not coming through the door.
yeah.
Barry Trotz has made 12 trades since March 7th.
Of this year.
This calendar
That's a
year.
lot of trades.
A lot, yeah.
That's a shitload of
That's
trades
like in
and
8
lost
months?
2 guys to waivers.
Yeah, it's like playing NHL video game.
Call Barry. Call Barry.
What button is the fucking try shit button? Like,
The try shit button?
he's just trying shit.
Yep.
He's a kid with an iPad.
Yep.
Like he's gonna accidentally order something on your credit card. Not every great player is a good coach. We've seen it a bunch of times. Not every great coach is a good GM. I think it's pretty rare, actually. How many great coaches became GMs?
I mean, I don't know, Steve.
Not a ton, because they stayed coaches,
Right.
Because they were
that's what
so
they're
good at it.
Because they're good at it. Yeah.
I
mean, I think it's a good coach works in consultation with the general manager.
Sure.
But I think it is an adjustment to go from a coach to a GM, which Barry has done under the tutelage of David Poile a little bit and that sort of thing. But, I feel like there's a lack of understanding within the Predators. And it's got to fall in more than just Barry, but he's the ultimate guy responsible of what their needs were this year. And I think they looked at the glittery prizes available. I don't blame them for signing Marchessault or Stamkos or Brady Shea at all. But
no, I
the
mean,
center thing,
I thought it was good.
There were centers available. Chandler Stevenson was right there. He would have been great. Plays defense too.
And I was about to say, yeah, but you spent all that money on. Oh wait, you have $7 million. In cap space. You have like a Chandler Stevenson size hole in your cap situation. I every morning you got to call this guy.
I can totally see Andrew Brunette being the fall guy, though. That's what happened. That's what happened in Florida. You mentioned Joel Quenneville. He got Andrew Brunette. Did he not get his job taken?
Oh, that'd be crazy.
By Joel Quenneville.
Yes,
No, Andrew.
Or was it Paul Maurice?
Well, no. So Joel Quenneville lost his job. Brunette took over, was
Right.
the all-star coach.
Yes.
Won the Jack Adams, did he not?
Yep.
Yeah, but then they got murdered in the second round, right?
Yeah, and then was fired.
Yeah.
And then of course Maurice.
And then Maurice came in, and everyone's like, "Why did you fire Brunette when he had such a good season?" And then Paul Maurice wins.
Yeah.
Well, he goes to the finals, and then goes to the finals again and wins it.
It's also worth mentioning though that Andrew Brunette coached this team last year to the playoffs in that 20 game like unbeaten in the regular
the
season.
U2 streak.
Yeah, and what changed?
Steve's playing his phone like an N64 controller.
Yeah, he's button mashing.
I want to ask you guys the same thing, and I tweeted this out last night with the Kraken. With the Beniers extension, the Stevenson contract, and the Montour contract, just those three, they spent $143 million this summer.
That's so many $1 million.
Joey Decourt is good. He's so good, Team Canada wants him to get a passport so he can play for them.
Which is hilarious, and I hope it works.
The Kraken have a .460 points percentage. They're extremely mid.
Yeah.
Might even slightly less than mid.
It's disappointing. Like, I would never call them bad.
You can't. You can't look at that roster and go, that's a bad roster.
They're mid.
They're mid. And it doesn't. So what's interesting is that this record that they're on is not a whole lot different from where they were last year. So you spent, obviously the Beniers extension was a given. You spend what you got to spend. He's $7 million. Oh my God, he's going to be great. But you go and you get Stevenson and Montour. You expect, especially with Montour, more offense. And they're just kind of the same. And a new coach too.
That's right. And I wonder if that is part of it. Shoot, I just looked up Bobby McMahon. I meant to look up Jared McCann.
Oh my God.
Sorry. they're both
Such
Leaf
a
legends.
Steve.
They're both Leaf legends. They have always sort of struggled to score goals.
Mm-hmm.
There's another team where they're like, yeah, we're going to get back Daniel Sprung. Like, again, that's just, you're kind of just trying shit.
And he's not playing regularly, by the way.
No. Eberle's out. That hurts them, but like that shouldn't kill your whole season. I don't know how to fix what ails them. I mean, okay, it should be pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
For as good as Joey Decourt has been, Philip Grubauer is unplayable.
Yeah.
Joey Decourt is 10-6-1 with a 9-12.
Mm-hmm.
Playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Playoffs. If that guy's in your net every game, playoffs. Philip Grubauer is 1-7 with an 8.62. The next goalie on waivers, you claim him. I don't give a shit what their name is. I don't care what their resume is. I don't. All that matters is that they get to Seattle as fast as they can. That's all that matters.
Okay.
1-7 with an 8.62.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I want to know, when do we? So we fired the coach. We've spent $150 million, and we signed this goalie to this deal, and he hasn't been good over the course of this deal.
Mm-hmm.
At what point are we looking at Ron Francis going,
we need a goalie, Ronald,
or we need a new direction?
Oh,
like, it's cool that they made the playoffs.
Do you think his?
But this is not a young team. This team is, approaching half a decade in the show.
Do you think his legal name is Ronald?
Yeah.
Ronald Francis?
Yeah. Why not?
I don't know. I've never called him that.
Ronald McLean.
No.
Yeah.
Is it?
What else would it be?
Ron?
No, you can't just be a Ron.
Hey, Ronald Michael Francis Jr.
So there was
Junior?
another Ronald Michael Francis.
Yeah, his dad.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, man.
This isn't that deep.
Yes, it is. I've never thought of him as Ronald Francis or Ronald McLean. This is upsetting to me deeply, and I'm going to think about it the whole way home. Okay, anyway. If you give Grubauer if you give him a 3-3-1 record, that gives you an extra 5 points in the standings. Where does that put Seattle?
That's a good question.
Okay, what do I fix about this team? I would like them to score more. They don't score a ton.
Mm-hmm.
They have a really good starting goalie. Let's see. Weaknesses include, backup fucking stinks. He's 8.62. Unplayable. 1-7?
Uh-huh.
When the other guy's 10-6-1?
I mean, Detroit was able to sign 7 goalies before the year started. I'm sure one of them
could
have gone to Seattle instead.
Well, like Scott Wedgwood could have been had for.
Kevin Lankinen could have been had for $1 million.
Go out there and make some friggin' calls. I feel like you solve that problem. You still have all of December, January, February, March to figure it out. Go get a backup.
Yes.
You silly geese. And you probably walk into a wild card spot.
Yeah.
They're not bad enough to, like, sorry, sometimes I think we overcomplicate it. What is this? Oh, they have like a ECHL guy as their backup. Well, there it is.
Just a couple of things before we go to the press conference here, because we're not going to be able to get to everything that I wanted to get to. The World Junior roster, camp rosters were announced today, and there are some notable omissions, including Beckett Seneca and Colby Barlow, and also TJ Ginla too.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know enough about these kids' game to be like outraged or not outraged if they're not on the roster.
The only thing I would say is Seneca was a top 10 pick.
But I don't know how he's been playing.
Right.
Really well.
Has he?
Yes.
And he should be on the roster.
Here, let me pull up his numbers. Barlow has struggled since arriving in Oshawa. That one makes sense.
Yakimchuk is also not on the roster.
The Sens defenseman?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, these are some really good players.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. Maybe a deep team this year.
Okay. Beckett Seneca leads the stacked Oshawa Generals in scoring. 19 goals, 17 assists, 36 points in 23 games. That player didn't make the camp roster.
Yeah, so are the other kids just better than him?
Maybe.
Like, I don't know. You're looking at me. I just know what
you brought it up.
Well, I don't know if they're better or not better. I just know that they were left off.
Colby Barlow in 24 games since joining the Gens, 10 goals, 6 assists, 16 points. Like, not bad. But
yeah.
Like, I understand that. Is Callum Ritchie on that list?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Another Oshawa General, 7 goals, 26 assists, 33 points in 15 games. He's over 2 points a game.
Braden Yager, who was famously traded for Rutger McGorty this year, is also, by the way, apparently being traded from the Saskatoon Blades to somewhere in BC today.
Okay.
There's a big trade happening, but he is on there. Bradley Nadeau is on there. I'm just trying to think. Easton Cowan is on there.
Beckett Seneca's shocking. That's
a crazy one.
You can see his highlights in on the SDPN YouTube channel.
Yeah. And there's just sometimes I see these headlines and they're like, this person didn't make the camp. I'm like, do you know how he's been playing and the other people who made it ahead of him?
He is the 3rd overall pick. That's why I was like, well, that's kind of big, right? And we saw him play in Oshawa, sir. We saw how great he was.
Yeah, I'd like somebody like Scott Wheeler knowledgeable to be like, yeah, this is why this kid made it and this kid didn't. Also, I'm surprised that this kid didn't make it, you know?
Scott's so rarely surprised too. Like when he's actually surprised, you're like, whoa, there must be something serious. Because like he's usually like, yeah, you think this, but actually it's this, and this doesn't surprise me. And when I haven't seen anything from him.
Beckett Seneca.
Is there an athletic article I should be checking out?
I'll see here.
Beckett Seneca is 4th in the NHL. Sorry, he's 4th in the OHL in goals. With 19.
Okay. What about the kids who made it ahead of him?
Michael Misa.
I'm just saying.
Who hasn't even been drafted yet. He's got 25 goals in 25 games. Holy shit.
Yeah. So all Scott said was Zane Perrick, Carter Yakimchuk, Tiga Ginla, Beckett Seneca are 4 of the top 9 picks from the 2024 NHL draft, and they're not invited. And there is some speculation potentially that it's like, oh, you can't bring a 20-year-old. Maybe some of these guys are overagers. I don't know. But I don't see that's...
Seneca's not even 20.
I know. But also, it's a U20 tournament.
He's 10th in the entire OHL in, like, all points. That's very surprising.
He hasn't written anything yet about the roster, so I'll be looking out for that article.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll have a take on it.
Ahead of Seneca, 8th in OHL scoring, friend of the show, Jacob Battaglia.
Hey! Good for Jacob Battaglia. Going to be on the show December 8th.
That's right.
When we go to the Kingston Frontenacs. And don't forget to get your tickets. That's this Sunday, Kingston Frontenacs. And we're gonna see Jacob Battaglia in person and talk to him. And talk to him about Team Canada.
Yeah. Is he's in?
No, I'm just be like, what do you think of Beckett Seneca?
What do you? Yeah.
Here's a really unfair question.
Here's an opportunity to talk a bunch of shit. Can you imagine? What was that, Adam?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, that's right. I am doing a book signing tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Wow.
At noon.
Holy crap.
How you do at noon on a Tuesday. Indigo Spirit First Canadian Place. It's The Path. That's the address. I didn't know that was a thing. But I am going to be there hawking my wares, selling hockey rants and raves
where
and signing
is that?
books. The Path.
Where?
Does it have a city?
Toronto.
Oh, okay. All right.
I thought that was obvious.
No, we didn't know. You've been all over. You were in Barrie this weekend. You were in the Eaton Center. Like, I don't know, man. Also, like, I don't know which parking lot you're signing these books out of. Like, it's
Hey!
You said it.
This is like the path from like Union to TMU that you walk. This is in the path.
Yes.
I know the Indigo you're talking about.
Go to Union Station and walk around until you find me.
No, this is perfect because you're gonna have a lot of people who are on their lunch break. You're gonna have a whole bunch of people who work at KPMG be like, I worked down there. I took the path over to, and I got the book signed.
Yeah.
Do you have work? Blow it off. Do you have class? Blow it off. Come and see me at First Canadian Place.
You don't have to blow it off.
Blow it off.
It'll
Hockey
be-
rants and raves.
It'll be on your lunch break.
He'll be
at
in the
noon.
parking lot.
Don't blow it off.
I wanted you guys to see this picture because the Capitals have brought back their throwback jerseys, which are cool, right?
The black ones.
Yeah, they're cool with the Screaming Eagle, the ones they went to the finals with in 1999. But the
97.
issue is where do you put the Captain A and the Captain C?
Was that just Buffalo Sabres erasure? 99?
Oh, 99 was
yes.
Buffalo. Sorry, yes.
Another team who's like, our jersey's black now.
Yeah.
It was a big trend.
Now that looks so if you're looking, you remember the Screaming Eagle swipes down the chest.
That's so sad.
And so they have Caesars Sportsbook as their jersey patch, but then there's no place to put the A or the C. And so the A is sitting right underneath the NHL patch, which is on the collar.
You should at least center it.
Or just put it above the Caesars Sportsbook.
Or like get more creative and put it on your shoulder or something.
Yeah,
you know?
something.
Just stick it in the middle.
Now,
It's not in the middle.
Yes, half middle.
It's dangling there, like at least.
It looks like a necklace.
I was gonna say you should make like a chain, like stitch it into the jersey, and it looks like an A pendant, like flowing in the wind. That's shit.
Yeah.
That looks terrible.
Jesse, I did send you another picture, which actually shows the captain version of this. Alexander Ovechkin did wear one of these jerseys this year before he got injured. And I thought you might find it interesting to see how they did the cap. And that from that angle too, it could be like, oh, it looks a little bit off, right? No, it's bad.
Yeah,
It's really bad.
That stinks.
that sucks.
Doesn't that suck?
They ruined a good jersey.
Yeah. Why didn't they think of that?
I was gonna say I almost would prefer it if you put it over the logo, but no, you're not doing that.
And here's the other thing. People who say jersey patches are ruining blah, blah, blah. I get it. You don't like ads, whatever.
I get it.
But my point is you could have moved the Caesars Sportsbook thing over to the other shoulder and it would be just fine.
Put it for Ovechkin. Just put it at the armpit. Like he's gonna raise his arm twice a game.
There you go. I'm just saying it's just we could have. I think a little foresight would have been good here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, any type of creativity here where you're not just sticking it weirdly in the middle, this half middle would have been great.
That sucks.
Yeah, it really sucks. Anyway, and lastly, it's interesting. The New York Rangers have been under tremendous fire, and I watched. I finally got to the Jake Trouba episode of the Amazon documentary, and watched how much he loves it, New York, and his art, and he's dressed up in his hockey gear, and he's making art with it.
It's good art.
He does make good. I actually like those things. I always thought that was cool. He's a different dude, but
Different cat.
Larry Brooks wrote this. This is crazy. So his lead line into it after Friday night's game against Philadelphia. Column from Philadelphia. Season already on the brink. Dysfunctional Rangers need to move on from their lame duck captain. That's not even the title of the article. The title of the article is Broken Rangers Must Waste No Time for Change After Philadelphia Fallout.
Damn.
And he does peel paint with this. I'm not going to lie. It's a crazy article.
Larry Brooks he's very timid in his take.
Yeah, right. So what's interesting is, and I can't read this because I don't belong to New York Post Sports Plus, which is their subscription sports. But interesting that 2 days later, the trait the Rangers have been missing most finally returned, because they did beat the Habs 4-3.
Good for them.
The New York Rangers are low key. They get it pretty bad, considering all the sports ahead of them in the New York pecking order.
No.
The New York media is pretty tough.
No, power ranking. Toronto. That's it.
No.
They're the only team.
The only team
with media coverage, and that makes it impossible to win.
Right.
The New York Rangers are in the real NHL.
They are in the real
right?
NHL.
So it's easy.
No, they're in the not real.
No, not according to Sheldon Keefe. The guy who talked to Sheldon Keefe, and Sheldon Keefe decided to air that out.
You know what? Like because of the media pressure in New York, a Final Four appearance is like winning the Cup. I think they should get rings.
Stop.
I think they should get rings.
They've been to 2 in 3 years, 2 and 4, 2 and 3.
And I think every NFL team should get rings also. And most NBA teams.
I don't know where he's going.
Sorry, I'm just being a dick.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just thought, I'm like, damn, that is a pretty intense, like, that is an aggressive column to write about the captain of the hockey team. If you go into it, read it, it's fiery.
I mean,
but it shows where New York is right now.
I don't think he quit on them, but if he has, they quit on him first.
Well, and I want to say, Elliot Friedman said in 32 Thoughts, the intermission show. Headlines. Oh, yeah, it was 32 Thoughts, but now it is no longer. It's back to headlines. The interesting part of that is he's like, well, Chris Drury wants to calm things down in New York. Things got a little spicy. And I'm like, Chris Drury caused the spicy. And I thought it was so crazy. I felt like I was living in an alternate universe where Chris Drury wasn't the one that sent the memo out to all the teams that said, hey, our captain and our longest tenured player are available.
We're all looking for the guy who did this.
So, yeah. And I think whatever
Chris
it is.
Drury said, standing there in a hot dog costume.
Whatever it was he was trying to do didn't work. Right. And in fact, kind of blew up on him. Mm-hmm. And now I think the spotlight's got to be on him a little bit. Because this is a good team. What's going on, Chris? What happened?
Well, I mean, they're good. We agree they're good.
Mm-hmm.
Do we agree that maybe things have gotten stale?
Yeah.
Okay, so some stuff needs to happen. All right, get to the stuff. Get to the stuff, and then it's no longer, we're not looking at you anymore.
You'll be blown away to know that the only way to fix a stale team is to trade someone. Guess what your job is? You're the guy.
Hey, that's you.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that so good?
That's so crazy that you've got the power to do that.
First point of order.
Barry Trotz.
Call Barry Trotz.
I knew it.
Absolutely.
By the way, the next night, after that column was published, Jake Trouba dropped him with Josh Anderson, and I think that was the best fight of the weekend. I don't know if you guys saw that one. It was a monster.
I have not. I am setting time aside. I'm holding space for the Jacob Trouba, Josh Anderson.
You need to. You know what? Let's do the press conference.
The presser. SDP. The Steve Dangle press conference.
I still don't know if I'm using holding space properly.
We got a couple of new things on the SDPN YouTube channel. First, we'll take it away with Steve Dangle, who is back with a new feature called Oh Wow.
Oh wow.
Oh
Steve,
wow.
You want to talk about what you're doing here?
The ring lights highlight my gray hairs. Oh wow. So Oh Wow is I mean, people keep pointing out the similarities between Oh Wow and Hat Picks. I don't see it. But yeah, now I'm gonna do highlight videos once a week because we have partnered with the Ontario Hockey League, who is allowing us to use their highlights in our videos. So we're gonna do an Oh Wow once a week. The video that is up on our channel right now is kind of the pilot, and there weren't originally plans to post it, but we did anyway.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, it's highlights from 2 weeks worth of games. I'm not sure exactly what day of the week we're going to be uploading it.
Probably later in the week.
Yeah, usually later in the week. But oh wow, That's why I had such passionate takes about Beckett Seneca and all that. I'm really, really happy that we get to do this.
It's pretty exciting.
It's pretty exciting, and I think there's going to be more to come with the OHL.
Yeah. Yeah. The first league that we've ever gotten highlights rights to. That's kind of neat. I think that's very cool.
Go us.
Yeah. Woo.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Indeed. Jesse.
Next one on the channel, we got 2 new 24/7 live feeds on the channel. Adam Wilde had the brilliant idea to bring back SDPN Radio. So we used to have this thing on our app that we used to have that was called SDPN Radio, where you could listen to SDP episodes 24/7, just pull up the audio and you could listen to it all the time. So Adam's like, why don't we do this video form on the YouTube channel? Great idea. So we have that on the channel. We have 2 versions, actually. So if you go to our homepage, Maddie, bring that off for a second, and I'll bring up how you'll see it on our channel page here, because that's probably the best view of what's going on. But we have 2 separate feeds. One is SDPN TV, where you can bring this back up. You'll see SDPN TV, which will be a live feed 24/7, just turn it on, of all SDPN content. So in there you get the SDP, Agent Provocateur, some of my stuff, and Drew and Stu even,
CJ
the
show.
Apex, CJ show, all of that fun stuff just feeds through SDPN TV and just on a loop 24/7, different episodes. And there's like 12 days worth of content in there. So you'd have to watch it for 12 days straight to see the same episode twice. So you're getting plenty of stuff in there. And then there's also SDP TV, which is just us on a constant loop, and that's about a couple, like 4 days worth of content or something like that. So that just lives in that feed and just plays 24/7. So go over to our YouTube channel. If you're not watching right there, if you're listening on audio, it's in the description. As always, you can find those 2 feeds. You can throw us on the background whenever you want.
And this came from like the idea that like when we do some meet and greets, and I remember one specifically in St. Catharines, somebody said to me, when you guys don't have a new episode out, I just go back and listen to one of the older ones.
Hell yeah.
So it's like, well, if you do that, why don't we just make it easy for you and just put it on whenever you want?
Hell yeah, brother. That gets a hell yeah, brother.
Does it get a hell yeah, brother?
Hell yeah.
That's
brother.
good. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we're doing.
Jesse, you're so impressive.
Yeah, Jesse did that in a weekend, by the way. That was really good.
Yeah, it took the hardest part is just collecting all the content. But
how late were you up downloading stuff?
Like 2, 3-ish, just downloading stuff on Friday.
That's
and then you collect all the footage and throw it in the server and all that fun stuff.
And did you say it's on Twitch also?
Oh, I didn't. Also, our Twitch feed, because we don't utilize it that much, it's like, why not turn it into this? So if you prefer watching things on Twitch, which a lot of people do, there's people watching it right now on Twitch, go to twitch.tv/SDPnTV, and that is the same constant loop as SDPN TV that you see on the YouTube channel. That one just also airs on Twitch 24/7. So you can go to our Twitch page 24/7, SDPN content, just throw it on the background if you prefer getting your content from Twitch.
Do you own a bar? Why put stupid live sports on when you could just put our face?
That's actually a good point, and we won't license it.
Yeah,
no, make you pay for it. It's free.
Yeah, hey, do you want to not have to pay $500 a day for that license?
You know what? We'll give your bar a shout out on the show if you send us a picture of it playing at your bar.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Small thing on the video, you'll see like what episode is playing. So like there's a overlay, it'll come up, it'll auto populate for each video, so you know like what's actually airing if you want to check out that. And the chat function, it's disabled. I got a question about it. It's like, hey, if we could chat along with this live stream, that'd be great. We don't have the manpower to moderate a chat 24/7.
Why?
So
what happens to unmoderated chats, Jesse?
We can't leave a chat open 24/7. So that's unfortunately why we can't leave open the live chat next to the stream.
That's too bad. Why not, Jesse?
We have our Discord.
And that was the last point. Thank you, Steve. We're getting to all the points. That is why our Discord exists. So you can go in there at any moment and chat about the SDP on the SDP podcast channel, and then all of our other podcasts too. If you've got a channel, I don't know, maybe Robert wants to create one just for the feed, but I don't think there's going to be that much where we need to take away from those channels. But that's exactly why our Discord exists, where you can go there and talk about things 24/7. So yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we can't afford to have somebody manning it 24/7, huh?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. In a way, yes.
I don't like it.
Much stuff. Much stuff.
the question
Also,
we got.
the SDPN TV is available for sponsorship. Just letting you know.
Yeah, it's also true.
Available for
we got a question actually related to this. James said, love the SDPN live. He meant SDPN TV. He corrected himself in the tweet here. Love SDPN TV and SDP TV live streams but you got going. But what's going on with the live lo-fi beats? So what's going on with that is while I'm making all these live streams, I decided why not have a waiting page on my channel? So on my channel, my 24/7 stream is lo-fi beats while you wait for the next video.
Oh,
So
two people are watching.
So if you go there, here, bring it off and I'll pull it up. You go there and there's a 24/7 lo-fi beats stream that you can just play while you wait for the next video.
Well, Maddie, there you go.
So Maddie's actually a big fan of these videos. She watches them all the time in the studio. So why not give her something SDPN she can play all the time? So there you go. If you want to just chill and wait for the next video with some lo-fi beats, that live stream exists as well.
2 people listening, soon to be 3. Yeah.
Hey, now that people know, those numbers are going to go through the moon.
I love that. I love that.
We also had another question that we had to get to because Sonny wanted us to bring back Fat Guy Corner.
Oh.
And Fat Guy Corner is very important to this podcast. So Sonny said, I'm just going to read what they said. What do you think of this burger at the Sabres rink? And then let me bring up the Dominator. So the Dominator is available at Buffalo Sabres games. It is 4 burger patties.
4.
Brisket bacon, jalapeno popper, boom boom sauce, cheese, ancho barbecue, served on 2 pepper jack grilled cheese sandwiches available in the 100s and the 300s.
Boom Boom sauce, by the way, is a sweet and spicy mayonnaise-based sauce that is perfect for dipping.
Oh, I would destroy this thing.
The Valve Pounder. Just...
I would fall asleep after eating something like that. I can't eat that stuff anymore.
Okay.
I'd be so full.
Very important. How many bathrooms is the arena?
What?
I
can't be like going to see that Tim Hortons field where there's no bathrooms for a football stadium. That was so
Adam
stupid.
Adam hates a couple of things in life, like Christmas and Halloween.
I love
and
Christmas.
all holidays and happy things. And he also hates Canadian Tire Field.
No, Tim Hortons field.
Sorry, it's Tim Hortons Field.
Other Canadian brand.
The other
Lost
brand.
field. No, Tim Hortons
Hamilton.
field because it doesn't. What does any friggin' bathrooms, dude? What do you think people do at a football game? No, they come and don't drink water laced with alcohol. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
How dare you?
It's
You
ridiculous.
can also see into people's houses from like the stands.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
But you're right about they
You can
lack
pee
a
into
lot
people's backyards from there.
they lack a lot of bathrooms.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could eat this in front of people and not be embarrassed. I think
do
I
you
might
mean?
be too sheepish to eat this in front of people.
Well, and
What does that
could you-
mean?
Could you eat that sitting in your seat? I think you got to stand up and eat that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
like-
monster.
It's like too hedonistic. Like I don't want people to see me like this. That is this okay. I'm gonna make this burger perfect. Give me an extra burger top or bottom on the side, so that if I clumsily fuck it up, I can make this into 2 double patty sandwiches. This is Jesse. Can you read it again? Because I think you made a slight mistake.
4 burger patties, brisket bacon,
Brisket and bacon are 2 separate things.
brisket and bacon.
Oh my God.
There's brisket and you are correct. There's pieces of bacon plus brisket.
That's nuts.
Just okay, here. Let me save you some space. For the entire farm. Jalapeno popper, boom boom sauce, cheese, ancho barbecue. Like, and the grilled cheese, I think that's the most
Does it make me
Diabolical
less
part.
manly to say that there's not much man to take away, but if you were to take away more of my manhood, would you say that if I said that I would eat this with a fork and knife?
I would.
Are you
And
judging me?
I would do it without the bread too, Jess.
You're a dick.
I would.
No, you're
This is fork and knife.
Yeah, and I'd
fork
be like,
knife.
can you bring me out like a porcelain dish? Like I need something proper. What's the matter with both of you?
You wouldn't.
What happened to men?
You wouldn't fork and knife this?
I'd fork and knife that.
I would fork and knife this.
I'd fork in something that.
Delicious.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
See, I find that a lot better, Jesse, because I get to enjoy the food rather
Yeah.
than spilling the food.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
If I went to a game knowing I was going to eat that, I would bring a spare shirt.
I'd bring a fork and knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you need like metal cutlery too. I wouldn't even use plastic cutlery. My food takes aren't manly at all, so that's why I'm saying like I'm not ashamed to be like, yeah, fork and knife and plate this. Give me a nice solid plate.
If you saw me eat this, our relationship as friends would change forever.
Wow, really?
Because I'd watch you gorge something.
Because I would
Mukbang this. Trisha Paytas.
muck this damn thing.
Trisha Paytas does mukbangs, doesn't she? Yeah.
She does
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot. I would the diabolical. There's so much being unsaid right now. I do horrible things
I have a question.
to that burger.
I have a question about arenas. See where it says it's available in the 100s and the 300s?
Yeah.
What, friends, happened to the 200s?
They have 200s. It's just that's where like the top of the 100 exists. I think technically. Like that's how it is at Scotiabank.
There
where-
is 200s at the Scotiabank?
Yeah, there's like a 2 level. You know the
Like the
what's
box
that,
seats?
What's that in between? Yeah, the Scotia Club that exists on the
Those are
second level.
200s.
That's technically two, but there's not really 200. But that's the second level of the arena.
I
So
see.
that's why you get that's why you got to go 100s to 300s because the elevator technically goes to 2.
See, I'd always wondered if something bad had happened on a 200 level once, and then it became like something. Oh, we just don't talk about that. Some hotels don't have a 13th floor.
Right.
Yeah,
Like that
most
sort
of them don't. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I don't know. I just okay. So so nothing happened on the 200 levels.
Right.
We can't get the burger there, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
I would eat that
We
burger, but only next to a hospital.
Yep.
I'm gonna think about that burger the rest of my day and maybe life.
So we couldn't get Capit-Ale to Canada because you can't just ship alcohol over the border.
Well, you definitely can't ship beef across the border.
But hey, let me get to the idea.
all right.
We get the burger over the border.
How?
You can bring food over the border.
Okay, you get a stuffed animal. Take all the stuffing out.
Put the burger in it.
if you had a Big Mac,
Yeah.
and you were in Buffalo and you want to cross over into Canada, they wouldn't tell you throw out your Big Mac. You could bring it over.
No,
the
that's
border.
true. That's true. But then, okay, getting it across the border, especially now, it's cold.
Sure.
So we're gonna have a cold, probably wet breaded Dominator. Is that what we want?
What's the driving time?
2 hours or an hour 40?
Buffalo to Toronto, hour 40. We get it shipped, like couriered that day of the game. Day game. Buffalo plays somebody.
Uber Eats.
200.
Exactly.
Okay.
Buffalo plays somebody day game on like a Sunday, 5 p.m. Right? We get a game mid game. Somebody hands the courier the burger at the door of the arena, so they don't have to leave. They still can go watch the game. That drives from there to us.
Does anybody from the Sabres listen to this? Could they help us? You guys,
I actually.
can we use the
it might be
Pagula private
possible.
plane, get this over to YTZ and make it happen?
It might be possible.
I have connections. I might be able to actually make this happen. Yeah.
Oh,
Like how much
big
would
wheel.
be a courier
And I'm going to
A lot.
Burlington.
from Buffalo to Toronto?
that's minimum $100.
What's like, because you can drive up from like airport couriers, right? Like if you got a flight in Buffalo, you could get like a car service, to get yourself to Toronto, right?
Yes, I think
So
you can.
how much is that?
Let's find out. Buffalo
Google it.
to Toronto.
I need you to understand. I would elbow drop this burger like Macho Man Randy.
I think we could get 3 of them on a day game in a courier up to Toronto in like 3 hours.
Just checking the rate.
I need a 3-hour-old burger.
Jesse, you have 1 hour. How many of these could you house?
1.
Okay,
It's four patties.
in a sedan.
You're a quitter. I'd house 3 of them.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh my
No,
God.
you wouldn't.
I
Okay,
would have
we're
12 burgers.
ordering 6 then. We're going to get 3 for you.
No.
We're going to get 3 for you and then 1 for me, Adam, and Maddie.
I've done so well. No.
You just said you could mukbang 3 of
Yeah, I could.
Okay,
I'm down-
So for a sedan, if we
Okay,
wanted
okay.
to rent a sedan
Adam's got
from
it.
Buffalo Airport, or Buffalo City Center. Either way, $375. So this would be a $375 burger that we'd split 3 ways.
No, we're getting 6 of them.
We're getting 6.
This is like they're like $70 burgers.
Stop with the 6. We're not
Why are we getting
Just said you could eat 3.
I said I could. There's lots of things I could do that I won't.
You won't back it up.
Backing up?
Weak.
We're talking about like
Weak
a
man.
$500, $600
Weak man.
thing here
Join me.
for a few burgers.
Join me in the weak man club. I eat things with a fork and knife. You say things that you can't back up.
Oh shit!
So you joining me?
Oh shit!
You join me in the unmanly club? Because I'm here.
yeah.
I'm waving the flag.
He's right.
I'm king unmanly, fork and knife
shit.
boy.
Oh shit!
Jesse, I have a family. I think eating 3 of those could kill a man.
Okay,
And I'm willing to be the man who takes them down.
let me propose this. You gonna do it? No, let me propose this. Okay.
You're not a man.
For $600 or $700, because I'm guessing the burgers alone. How much?
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be a lot. They're like $100 Canadian, right?
Probably like
a lot of money.
$40 USD.
Okay,
you know?
so they're like a 40
I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not New York City, it's Buffalo, but still, this will be very expensive.
And it's an arena.
And it's an arena,
Yeah.
and you got to get somebody to transport it out of the arena and into the car.
Yeah, we have to find somebody at the game to
Yes.
hand it a bag to the driver to then drive it to us.
have
This is
to
like
eat it-
$1,000.
Yeah, so it's
You'd have to
$1,000.
eat it like a diamond.
So we could, all 3 of us, go to Buffalo,
Oh, for cheaper, yeah.
watch a game, buy the burger, stay overnight, even do a live show.
For $1,000?
Yeah, we probably could get paid to do that.
No, we should come back the same night.
You want to come back the same night?
I'm trying to
You're
save.
out of your
I'm
mind.
trying to save money.
You're out of your mind, Jesse. We're not coming back the same night.
You think I'm going over the border after having one of those? Or 3?
And sitting in a car for 2 hours.
Oh man,
Absolutely not.
he'd have to open the windows. That's for sure.
It'd be an international incident.
Yeah. Especially with that cheese, you know.
You better eat it towards the end of the game.
You have 30 seconds.
Yeah, I don't want to sit next to
You know?
You have 30 seconds.
Steven's an instant pooper too. Like it's not like it's like, oh, I just ate something up, got to poo now.
Yeah.
You have
It, like,
30
runs through
seconds
you
to let me
quick.
back in the country.
It runs through you quick.
Just sprinting down Steve's colon. Like,
Yeah, we gotta buy them and then eat them back at like the hotel.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
you can't eat them at the game.
Well, Steve can't because he never see the game.
Oh, I would
Yeah.
do it.
yeah.
I would do it. I would.
Do you think the Sabres would be down to have us down? Because it would be fun to like shoot the content too in the concourse. Wouldn't that be cool? Like,
no, I'm telling you, we can't eat it at the game.
why?
Steve's not gonna watch any of the games.
Stink.
No.
You're gonna stink. You're gonna shit yourself in the middle of a
I love
Sabres
this.
game.
No, I think it'll be like the illnesses Mr. Burns has. Move a child ahead. No, it'll just clog up my colon.
There's too many.
You're gonna
I'll
have
poop
to bring.
sometime in February.
You're gonna have to bring 2 pairs of pants.
I think we're due for a show in Buffalo, boys. So
I don't know if they're going to want to partner with us after all the things we just said. But I want this more
It looks
than I want
delicious.
most things.
okay, well, why don't you call your Buffalo Sabres contacts, big boy?
I'm going to.
Huh? Let's see, Steve or Jesse. You know, Steve did say he would eat the 3 burgers, and so he could, but also that he had connections with the Sabres organization. So for him not to join us on Wussy Guy Hill, you got to.
Is that what you're calling it
On
now?
Wussy
That's
Guy
a
Hill.
real bad name.
I don't like that.
I don't like it.
Wussy Guy Hill. You
I was calling it like Unmanly Island.
on Manly Island.
There you go.
You got to call your Sabres contacts and tell them send them this segment and go. Wouldn't this be great?
We went a little far maybe to share this with the Sabres.
Part of this segment.
What if we condense it and
it just says,
do a more formal pitch for them?
Pagulos are the best.
Yeah.
Burger.
You know, I wish Jessica wins all the tournaments. You know, we just butter them up a little.
Butter. That's the only thing that would make this better.
Go Bills.
Oh, that Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Engaged.
Hate my homes.
Anyway.
Wow.
Hey, they beat San Francisco yesterday. It was a big.
Yeah, San Francisco's ass this year, though.
They are. They are ass. They suck.
They're butt.
Anyway, listen. We'll wrap it up there. But that was fun.
And I'll be wrapping.
We're
it
gonna
up
find a way to
after I eat that sandwich.
Yeah, we're going to find a way to get Steve to eat 3 of them
Let's
in an
go to
hour.
Buffalo, though. Should we not go to Buffalo? The city of good neighbors? Come on.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, because everybody's friendly in Buffalo.
Oh.
Everybody. They're all great.
Stupid name.
the Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.